another episode of the Speak On It podcast. I am your host, Big Mike. It has been a long week in sports, tragic week in sports, but we're going to stay positive. We're going to do what we came here to do. Of course, I'm not alone. I got the team with me. I got the mad producer, Podcast Poppy, in the building.
So my name is the hottest in the galaxy, but if people were here on time, I wouldn't have to have changed it because the Nets win streak came to an end.
It is over.
All good things must come to an end.
It was bound to happen eventually.
We wasn't going to win them all.
And I'm glad you lost tonight. Bringing in my man, it's Anthony. I'm not going to decipher whatever that is on his name.
I am really glad they lost.
Add the picture of Dr. Umar.
That is not what that means, by the
way. What does it mean, Anthony?
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Yeah.
Had to do a lot of
because you ignore a question doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Why do we say Norbit?
That is an insider joke. I'm gonna bring him in just so he can say hello before he goes and he has his whatever he does while we talk football. But my man Breezy is in the building.
What's good? What's good? Yes, go Huskies. I'm waiting for these guys. I'm hoping these guys can pull this through against Providence.
Are they playing live?
Yeah.
Oh.
On Fox Sports.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. Let's go Huskies. Homegrown.
Yes, that is one of James's teams. But
one of James's teams.
Well, no. When it comes to college, it's so many teams in college. It's just too many. You can like more than one. It's 119. You can like more than one.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
When it comes to college, I'm Tar Heels through and through. I just pray for my UConn to win because I'm just a UConn homebred kid, but I'm Tar Heels through and through.
So if if UNC is playing UConn, you rooting for the Tar Heels?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
The correct answer is you root for a good game. You root for no injuries.
No, I root for my team, which is the Tar Heels. I'm not gonna flip flop on that.
Well, you could call me a fraud. Whenever Duke and St. John's play, they usually play every year, I root for whoever needs the game more, which is usually St. John's. Whoever needs the game up. But listen, there's been a couple of times Duke was undefeated going into that game, and it's Dukies all day, baby. We got to keep that 0. But St. John's, we have our ups and downs. Sometimes we need that win to get into the tournament. Duke is fine. We pop
Here's
champagne.
Something I will put my fucking foot down on. If you are going to be representing two teams, you cannot say we. You cannot say
I
we.
absolutely can say we. I'm a Duke fan. I went to St. John's. I am an alumni.
It's your alma mater.
I give them money. I damn well can say we.
Then fuck Duke. You're a St. John's guy. That's all the alma maters do. Like when you go, the alumni, when they graduate, they are their alma mater.
As long as St. John's is spending my money, I absolutely can say we.
Then you can't claim Duke anymore. You are a St.
Absolutely.
John's fan. Where's your St. John's gear, Mike?
I have it in the closet, actually.
You need more St. John's gear.
James says he has seen my bright red Kool-Aid hoodie, as it's called.
Hoodie. Yes, he has a hoodie.
I have sweatpants too.
St. John's. For basketball, it's weird. I don't really have teams for basketball. I root for UConn when they play, and then that's it.
That's
kind of it. I used to really like Kansas. But I realized I really don't fucking care. I have no stake in the game.
We need a villain origin story of you being a Kansas fan.
It's literally just I watched a who the fuck was it? It's so bad.
Kansas
I
City
swear to God, if
anymore.
you say Paul Pierce.
No, never Paul Pierce. It's actually much later than that. Much later than that.
Way after Paul Pierce.
It's Tyshawn Taylor and Thomas Robinson.
Never liked Kansas.
Tyshawn Taylor and Thomas Robinson in the national championship game against Duke.
Mm-hmm.
No, was it Duke? No. It was Kentucky. Kentucky and Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, yeah. Calipari had some monster teams.
That team was way better than I thought it was going to be. And then you look
Who was
back
on that
at
team? Kentucky.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Cat and John Wall.
No, John Wall was gone.
John Wall was
before him. Yeah.
Was that Book?
Booker might have been bench. Booker. Yeah, that might have been
Booker's it was Book because Booker was off the fucking bench on that team. And they like everybody who was in that starting five and 2 rotation players got drafted.
And are nasty.
Yeah, that John Wall team was John Wall, Eric Bledsoe, DeMarcus Cousins, Patrick Patterson.
I don't understand how they didn't win the title.
Because they got bumped in the first round.
I don't understand.
That's how they were chalk, and then they met a team that had a bunch of seniors on it, and they got ran off the fucking court. That's the one thing about NCAA. Yeah, you can't tend to forget about. A lot of these guys have a ton of talent, but usually the team that's got like their seniors playing, the experience of those guys, they're the ones that move forward.
So, but we are here. Happy New Year, guys!
Happy New Year,
yes, gentlemen.
It's 2023. We are, like I said, it's going to be a fun year. A lot of stuff going on. I also want to just throw in one thing. I also root for Bowling Green, but that's because my cousin is the head coach. Yes, and he will be on the show. So,
before we continue, they always used to bring up to me with Jaden. They're like, "Oh, what if Jaden goes to the NFL? Will you root for whatever team he's on?" I said, "Absolutely not." Absolutely not. They're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I will have my Barretto jersey for whatever team he's on, and I will root for him. I will not root for his team. And I will let it be very known around that locker room players. I bleed green, baby. Take flight." And they're like, "What if Jaden plays for the Patriots?" I was like, "Looks like he's got to retire." No, I'd be in there with the family section, add all this stuff wearing green. Like, don't matter to me.
And they absolutely would put you on the screen. Look at this terrible father.
Fully retire.
I know he can't even switch teams. No, you have to retire.
Belichick would literally.
He is doing his just due as a child to his parents by probably giving you guys a nice home.
So James, I don't want to cut you off. But if you see that princess behind Dylan, so before the show, and that's why he's laughing. Before the show started, he said good night to Mila and his son Jaden, and I said, "Oh, Mila's going to bed." Dylan was like, "Yeah, we won't see her again tonight." I said, "We absolutely will." And here we are, 9 minutes into the show, and my favorite person.
All you hear is Janice running, "Get back here!" And she's just bouncing around.
What gown does she have on? My daughter has a gown on tonight too.
Go. Her mom just came over here, so she's running.
He's like, "You better go before you get killed."
Mila, fine. You don't have to. Come on. You want to say hi? All right, come here. All right, look at that. Oh, it's Frozen. Yay. Come get your fucking daughter.
Encanto on tonight. You have Encanto, you said, James?
Yeah, my daughter has Maribel Encounter on tonight.
She's asleep, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to say, oh.
My daughter is too much like me. She is a night owl.
All the energy at night.
All of it. The second I saw it, I was like, oh, God damn
It's like,
it.
Yeah, God damn it, Mike.
So
Happy holidays, Mike. Anthony, how was your Christmas? I got these guys' input on how their Christmas went because we was on the pod a couple of days ago.
My Christmas was good. The family came through. My brother came from California. Sister came from North Carolina. Um, yeah, we just played a whole bunch of video games. I whooped his ass in Smash Brothers all day. Then then he proceeded to whoop me in Madden. Then my brother came downstairs and whooped him in Madden, and then whooped me again. Let's see. So it was just a lot of ass whoopings and a lot of eating. Very good day. Very good day.
So what
And
you're
New
saying
Year's,
is you're at the bottom of the totem pole. That's what you're saying.
not
When
in
it comes to
Smash
Madden.
Brothers. In Smash Brothers, I am very much at the top. Madden.
Did you?
You can get this work.
Wait, Dylan. Did you?
I am very good at Smash Brothers. I am almost unstoppable. And that's not even me bragging. Like, I have the skills to actually, like, I have people who can vouch for me.
You also said you have
Did
people
you?
who can vouch for you that you'd be destroying them in Madden, and then you, for years, have quit out in every game that we played.
But hold on. But I'm on air right now telling you I got destroyed all day on Christmas Day.
I know,
Why would
but I don't believe any of the people that you play in video games. None of them hold any water.
So my brother's lying?
No,
So
you said you have many a person who could vouch for you.
Yes. I literally just said I got straight to Madden all day on
No,
Christmas.
I'm talking about Smash Brothers, man. I don't.
Yeah, and I smashed and I
So
destroyed them all day.
your brothers are the only people who could vouch for you how good you are in Smash Brothers.
No,
Then who else?
there are other people.
Okay, because it just sounds like family, and
Other
your family's
people.
supposed to gas you up.
Do you know how long I've been playing Smash Brothers, man?
The same amount of time I probably have, Anthony. You're a year older than me.
Okay, then. So that's a very long time.
Who do you use?
I use about I probably say like half the roster. I usually use Ike and Bowser.
Oh, you're a loser.
That tells me you're trash.
Ike, Bowser, Ganondorf, and Youngling. Those are like my big four right
You use all the heavy characters.
I said Youngling too.
No. I also use a heavy character.
You're a heavy character. Can't wait for the superb.
Oh yeah, I forgot Dr. Mario too. Dr. Mario too.
You know who I main?
Who?
King Dedede.
You talking about me, but she's a fucking King Dedede, man. Come on, man.
I mean, that's better than Ganondorf.
The problem is I'm
What?
nasty with King Dedede.
Still a damn King Dedede's still a damn scrub.
Hey, listen, no judgment. I use the Wii Fit player.
The Wii
That is
King Dedede and his Joker from Persona 5.
And hey, I catch some dubs. Too. Or I'll come in second place. So hey, man, Wii Fit character.
Joker from Persona 5 is a fucking dog. Just so you know.
This is Team Samus over here all day.
Samus is nice. I fuck with Samus heavy. There's so many. There's too many. Realistically. Those are just like the 5 I use the most. But then there's like at least 10 others that I use just almost as much. Like it's just too much to count. But nah, Smash Bros. That's my ish.
Did you game plan for your brothers?
Of course
No.
you did.
Absolutely not. I don't need a game plan in Smash Bros.
What about Madden?
Yes, Madden. I do need a game plan.
The problem is,
I could have used.
Dylan,
I could have
in the editing process, add in the text message of Anthony.
I was
I
I
don't have it ready here, but I'll edit it in. It'll go wow right there. So Anthony knew Josh was not going to be playing. Knew Josh because
in 3, 2,
Science of the
1.
world. Josh has not been here because he just had a newborn. He is
Oh,
a
God.
bundle of joy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to hear excuses for the next 5 minutes. But continue.
And as you know, when you have a newborn, for those of you who have children,
Oh my
it's
God.
impossible to do anything with a newborn.
Oh.
Mhm.
It's almost as impossible as getting a haircut, Anthony.
It actually is.
But I digress. It's impossible to do that. So Josh is in and out of the chat, rightfully so. Got a newborn. Because you
More
don't
out
sleep.
than in.
You don't
More
sleep.
out than
Nothing
in, yeah.
happens.
I wish I could edit this myself. Just put the
So
word excuse
Anthony just
right
starts
there in the
calling
middle.
him out. Calling him out. Like he's going to play. And we're like, Anthony is not going to play. He's like, no, he's going to play me. He's not. He's literally not going to play you.
Oh.
Nothing here is going to change the fact that he's not going to play you. And then he goes and he says, it's bad enough I have to chase Dylan because he's always running too. So I proceeded to say, Anthony, I will play you right the fuck now while you wait. Crickets, nothing. Anthony ignores it every single time. Every single time I mention it. So he gives Josh a 10-minute timer. And he goes, you have till 10:04 to respond back to me, and I get the W. And I said, bet, and I'll be ready for you. I'll have the invite ready for you at 10:04. But I know for a fact Anthony's not going to play me. I promise you, Anthony is not going to play me. So Anthony's quiet. Every 2 minutes, he pops in. He's like, oh, we're 2 minutes in. Where are you, Josh? Where are you? And he does the eyes. And then we eventually get there, and he goes, victory. Sorry, Dylan. I can't play you tonight. I game played for Josh, not you. And then proceeded to hit the feet.
Here's the problem, right? I beat you, Dylan, and Josh forfeited.
Hold on, wait. You are 4-1 against. You are 1-4 against me.
Hold on, Dylan. I have not played Mike, but I still jumped Mike because of common opponents. He lost to you, Dylan, and I beat you, Dylan, which means I also jumped
Anthony,
Mike.
you are 1-4.
There's that jet logic again.
Don't do that.
Which makes me number one.
Anthony, you have a losing record against me.
But that's not true, though.
It is.
That's not true.
You quit 4 straight games against me.
There is no proof that I quit 4 straight games.
I literally have proof of you quitting 4 straight games. There is a screenshot from this group chat.
Statuses on Facebook.
There's status on Facebook of me calling you out for it. You have the excuse of
but I already yes, there was an actual power outage.
Never. And then you admitting it in the chat that you quit out the last time we played before this.
Yeah, because I didn't want to tell you the reason. It was too much. It was a personal reason.
Yeah, your ass hurt.
This might be a good time to debut our new slide.
Ask Josh how many times I quit. Never.
We added this because of you, Anthony. So, Anthony, how do you game plan against me if you don't know what to do?
All of a sudden, Dylan, you seem to be the only person I quote-unquote quit against. But I never seem to quit against anybody else.
Anthony, let me tell you a secret about me playing Josh. I was beating Josh when I played him. Like it's fine. Like you literally quit when you start getting your ass whipped.
That's not true, though.
When you go down 3 scores, you are out. You are so quick.
I wish that was true, but it's not.
Anthony was talking so much shit. He scored first. I'm like, okay,
I remember
cool.
this one.
Okay, cool. I scored. He scored again. I'm like, all right. And he's talking all this shit. And he's like, last time I played this person, I won this to this. I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. Anthony proceeded not to score again and threw 4 interceptions straight.
But the last game we played that we finished, I won.
Oh, I found out last minute you were doing the freeform completions. And guess what, sir? I'm ready for it this time. And I use it myself now.
Use it yourself now.
And I use it myself now. And guess what? I'm not using the Jets. So how do you game plan for me?
Well, shit. At the end of the day, I need to go face Josh, and then I'll figure that out
Guess
later.
what? You facing Josh has nothing to do with how you play me.
I did not say. I'm just saying. I need to get my.
You got your win from Josh. You got your forfeit win from Josh. But little do you remember, if you didn't accept my challenge, you took 2 L's.
You did.
Yeah,
So your Josh W doesn't go away.
I never asked to face you, Dylan. I don't know
Here's
why.
the thing: you can't call somebody out and then run.
I called him out, and he.
You called me out, and then
I
you
didn't
ran.
I did not call you out though.
Anthony, you said it's bad enough I have to check Dylan, who's always running. That's you calling me out.
Yeah.
And then I challenged you, crickets.
Because I game
We
plan
can play
for Josh.
right now for the pod. The cool thing, Anthony, is he just did the eye emoji in real life. I have 2 monitors now, Anthony. We can make it happen.
That was classic.
I have a monitor right here, and I have a
that
monitor
might be
right
the
here.
first reel of the year.
I will play you right now for the pod.
Oh man, no, we're gonna do it off the pod.
Look at that.
We're gonna do it off the pod.
No,
I'm not going to game plan because apparently you said you're picking a different team.
I'm picking a different team.
By the way, you better pick a different team. Don't go pick the Jets, and then I'm like, pick a different team.
Anthony, let me ask you something. Am I stupid?
No, you're just not as good as me in that
person. Anthony, you are 1-4 against me.
Anthony, I am not one. Where are you coming with these mythical?
You have quit 4 times. I have messages in my PlayStation inbox.
Dylan. The first completed game we played.
I'll be playing you again probably in Madden 24 because you'll run.
Oh God, here we go.
The consistency is crazy. I applaud you.
Like literally, the first completed game we actually got to play. I properly waxed you, Dylan.
Anthony, you threw an interception, and then I said, it's crazy that I know every play you're running. And you said, oh, really? And then you turned everything off.
This is what they do when you're number 1, man. That's what they do when you're at the top.
You are 1-4.
I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say.
Dylan, what about the story when he was playing Josh and you hopped into the party and he said, hold on, Josh, and kicked you from
I see them going at it in Instagram when Josh first joined the party chat, and he's like, yo, play me. He's like, all right, bet. So I'm at work, and I'm like, oh, bet, perfect. So I see they're in a party, and I hop in. I'm like, hey, what's going on, fellas? And then Anthony goes, hold on, Josh, give me a sec. And then he kicks me from the party and then blocks me or makes the party private. So I can't go back in. Just so I couldn't be there to talk shit.
What the hell?
That was a private match, right? That was a private match, Dylan.
We all knew about it in the group chat. Ain't nothing private about it.
Okay.
That's not private.
I got a better chance of playing Anthony than you do, Dylan.
Oh, he'll hop on it. He's like, oh, James don't know nothing about football, and it could be a free win bet.
You know what's funny? I run so much, but I've been begging for a Madden tournament for months now, and I don't get any response.
We have 3 people. We have 3 people.
Do you not forget the hour-long argument that we had about?
Dude, I gave in. I gave in and still crickets. I haven't heard anything.
Anthony, the last time I asked you when you were available, you didn't answer me.
What? Yes, I did.
Anthony, I asked literally the last time you asked about the Madden tournament.
Yes.
This was right at the beginning of December, because it was when I came home and I was about to go out with Jaden to go grab some comic books. I went out there. I'm at my kitchen table. You said something about the tournament. I said, okay, Anthony, are you free tomorrow at 1 p.m.? And you did not answer me.
I could have swore I responded.
You did not.
I've been wanting this Madden tournament for months now. Literally, I am off tomorrow. We can start this shit tomorrow.
I work tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Sorry, we had 5 days where I'm home with fucking COVID to do something. But God forbid, I go back to fucking work.
Oh, God. When's the next day off?
Sunday.
All right, we can do a Sunday night. Fuck it. We can start
still
Sunday
need
night.
a 4th person, Anthony.
Yeah. Josh has a newborn, and Roz is in the process of moving.
Can I do a game share play? I'll join the tournament just to share play. I don't have it.
Anthony will
I mean,
I could
be,
I could
and
share
then
play.
and then
You can
Anthony
add
will be
me.
like, "Yo, let me face James first."
Hey, listen. At the end of the day, I am a gamer. I will figure it out.
all I know is that if this happens, Anthony, you better blow James out by 30. Because if James was to beat you, I don't want to hear
Well, the problem
anything
is
else.
with this is he can't, because it's random. He
It's
can't use
that's
whatever
I was just
tactics that he wants to use. The tactics that he used with me with the Miami Dolphins, he can't use with every team.
Which is, yes, this will also make it interesting. 'Cause
well, we are on air, which means everything is being recorded.
Yep.
Sunday night. Let's make this happen.
We have
What's the
three
Sunday night? What's the
people.
Sunday night game? I don't care that much about Lions attack. We can do this Sunday
It'll
night.
probably be Titans Jaguars.
No, Titans
no, we're
Jaguars is Saturday,
Saturday.
Oh, you're Saturday? Ooh,
We're
then I don't know what
Saturday.
Sunday night
which
is.
is stupid as hell. It makes no sense, but
What do you mean?
I mean, don't put that
It-
trash game on fucking.
no, but no, I'm saying the Titans Jacks should be Sunday night. Why would you put the Lions Packers on Sunday
Because-
night? No, because the Lions could be eliminated before that game even happens. Like,
because there's only 2 games on Saturday, and no one is watching the Chiefs blow y'all out by 50.
And
And
nobody's
prime
gonna watch
time.
Titans Jaguars.
are you
But at
talking
least
about
there's
the
something
same-
on the line in that game.
the same Raiders team who literally was this close to beating the 49ers? We hung 34 on the best defense in the NFL.
Death,
So
Your
what?
own.
taxes, and the Raiders defense blow it.
Wait, the what?
No, we definitely will blow it, man. Like we always do.
No, like
But-
what
Hey,
we
Mike.
witnessed.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
What we witnessed was the defense not being able to do what they've been doing all year, just giving up.
For 10 years.
Tell me, what are the odds of the Titans not making the playoffs? We're on the pod.
All they have to do, I mean, we can go right into it. That is our first topic. I mean, there are a couple of win or go home. There's one win or go home game, and that's the Titans and Jags. The Lions,
Mike.
Packers.
Wait, Mike.
yes.
I said Anthony.
Oh, well, let me set it up, and then I'll throw it to him first. Let me set it up. I'll throw it to him first.
The reason why I said that is because I feel like you have bias, so I wanted to hear it from.
Of course, I
from
have
Anthony.
bias. Of course,
All
I
right.
have bias.
Yeah.
But the Titans and the Jaguars are a win and go home game. Even though, in some weird multiverse way, the Jaguars could lose and still make the playoffs. But
They need 3 teams to lose.
yeah, that would be some wild stuff if that happened. But
Anything can
also,
happen.
the Packers Lions is basically a playoff game because I don't believe the Lions can get in with a loss. So
No.
they have to win. The Packers have to win. So
But-
we have a couple. The number 1 seed in the NFC is up for grabs. But yeah, we'll start off. My team is in the prime position, 8:00 Saturday night in Duval.
Duval.
Everybody in the world is picking the Jaguars to win by about 15, 20.
No,
So,
just
you know,
Anthony.
we're just going to show up. We're just showing up to lose. We have a 3rd string quarterback.
Who's played
Are you
mighty
making
well.
excuses?
Our defense is terrible.
Are you making excuses?
He's
No,
already
I'm-
said
I'm-
that.
What are you doing? Mike,
I'm
what are you
listing,
doing? You're
I'm
supposed
listing
to.
all
You are
the
no,
all the
yeah.
facts.
You're
Our
No,
third
no,
string
no, 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 no.
quarterbacks playing. Our
No,
defense
listen.
is
No,
terrible. We have
Michael,
no wide receivers.
Michael,
The
Michael,
Jaguars are the highest
Michael,
team in the galaxy.
Michael,
We're just showing up.
Michael.
We're just
Hey,
showing up.
Big Mike. You say you were just gonna pass this over to Anthony, not go into your my reasons for us to possibly lose tandem. Give it to Anthony.
Go ahead, Anthony.
I think.
Who's the main
Here's what
event?
I was. I think Jacksonville will win, but I think Tennessee will make it close because I like the fact that Vrabel obviously gave some key players rest. I like what I saw from Josh Dobbs last week. I really like what I saw from him. He was very composed. He was taking risks down the field. He was hitting on some of them. Some of them he wasn't, but that's his first game and whatnot. But
And most of them were being dropped.
yeah, oh yes, the drops were horrendous. And one idiot, I don't even want to say his name, slipped when he could have caught the ball. I like what he was doing. That's why I'm saying you guys are going to make it close. I still say Jacksonville wins. If I had to give a score, I'd probably say 31-24. Jacksonville will win.
Didn't you do 31-17 the other day?
No.
Yeah, you did some score like that.
No, I don't know. I do a bunch
but
of
you're
scores.
but usually your scores are so fucking wrong. You are so bad with the score.
I got.
I'll never forget the Patriots Jets score. That ended 10-3. He goes, "Oh, the Patriots are gonna win like 31-17."
So high.
So high scoring. Like the Jets and Patriots both don't have a top 5 defense.
I'm never picking the Patriots to score above 30 points again. But not with Matt Patricia running that off. Lord Jesus.
Oh, it's almost like when I said that. It was I was hating.
But there was a time before Mac Jones just completely stunk where you just hating on that man.
Because I know what he is.
And I feel like he's being.
Am I wrong?
Not to get
Am I wrong? Am I wrong about Mac? Hold on, let's continue.
No, you're not. You're not wrong about Jones. You're definitely not. You're absolutely not. But I will say this: how much of it does have to do with the help he's getting in the system he's in? Because he's being failed right now in the.
I was told that it didn't matter, so let's move.
Who told you it didn't matter? I didn't say that.
You.
When?
Before the season started. Again, let's continue.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I was wrong.
We'll get there.
Okay. All right.
We'll get there.
Oh, okay. Going back to Tennessee.
Let's go back to Tennessee and Jacksonville.
I have Jacksonville winning. I just think Trevor Lawrence is playing like the Trevor Lawrence we thought he was going to play like. I think he's going to go for 300 in the air. ETN is going to really pound it on the ground too. I just think it's going to be too much for Tennessee. They're still very banged up too in the defense. But they're gonna make it close. But Jacksonville's gonna be the AFC South champion.
All right, Dylan, go ahead and tell us why Jacksonville will blow Tennessee out.
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I don't. I think Jacksonville will win, and then it'll go back to being week 2 when I was on here. I was like, "Yo, Jacksonville's gonna fuck around and win this division."
Oh yeah, you did say that shit.
I said Jacksonville's gonna fuck around and end up winning this division. And Mike's like, "Nope, not us. We got this and this. We're the Tennessee Titans. Blah blah blah. We're fighting for first place in the AFC. Blah, 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 blah." And here we are. The winner of this division is going to have a losing record. The winner of this division is going to have a losing record. And when I say the AFC South is one of the worst divisions in football, I get shit on for it.
Well, the Jags will be 9-8, bro.
Will it? Oh, the Jags will be 9-8. Yep. The Titans, if they win, will be 8-9.
Yeah, they'll be 8-9.
Which is crazy, because guess what? If the Jaguars put up like 300 yards in the air and like 80 yards on the ground and score like 2 touchdowns, that will bring the Titans defense to, I think, exactly 20.
There's a lot on the line, but are they 20? Are they?
As of right now, no.
Are they below that Mendoza line?
But as of right now, they are below 20.
Okay.
After Saturday, we will be having a different conversation. Nothing more will make me laugh if I get to see the Titans get fucking put on their ass and sent home along with Anthony and I, because of all the reasons that I said. Because the Titans wide receivers drop balls and stink. Because the Titans defense ain't that good. Because the Titans ain't beat a winning football team yet all season. It would be everything I said. Everything I said being correct. I may not know everything about the Jets because I'm biased when it comes to the Jets. But about everybody else's team, I tend to be correct.
I will say this though, in defense of the Titans, they are banged up, Dylan.
They're very banged up.
Especially
They're
on the
very banged
defense. However, I will not defend that horrid receiving group. Like they are bad. Like they are bad.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Michael say it's really good.
I'm just waiting and just letting y'all have all.
Because when I was talking about that receiving group, Michael was like, "Oh, because the Jets receiving group's elite." Never said it was elite, but it is above average.
I could have swore you said it was elite before.
No.
He did, Anthony.
I said there's.
I'm sorry, Joe. I could have sworn one time you said it was elite, man.
I may have said there is elite talent in it because of Garrett Wilson.
Wait, what? Wait.
Garrett Wilson is an elite talent.
No, but you said there's elite talent
in the Jets wide receiving core. Yeah, because of Garrett Wilson. Because he is an elite talent. But I have not said the Jets receiving core is elite because I don't like Corey Davis. And that would never come out of my mouth. I say the Jets are the 15th best receiving core in football. That's above average.
Which is average.
Which is actually above average. Are there 30 teams or are there 32 teams, Mike?
It's average.
It's not.
All right. We'll play
it's literally above average.
We'll play the numbers game by one slot. Okay.
2 slots.
It's all right.
It'll be 2. Okay. But whatever. That's fine. Yeah, so Jags win. Jags win probably by a touchdown. I don't think it's going to be a big thing. I really like Joshua Dobbs. Mike was saying last week before that game, he was like, I really never heard of Josh Dobbs. I'm like, I know Josh Dobbs from being around the Steelers for fucking ever as a veteran there, sitting behind Ben for a while. And it's just, he's always had circumstances where he was just behind a better quarterback. And I don't think Josh Dobbs is fucking awesome by any stretch of the imagination, but he's a baller. He's a guy who will move out of the pocket. He can move more, and that's the one thing I wanted him to do against the Cowboys a little bit more, was I would have loved for him, instead of forcing the throw on the run, to just go and get the extra 2 yards on the feet. That's something I really wish he would do, but again, he learned the playbook all of 3 days. So, who knows? And those receivers dropped his passes, and they suck. So,
and they were getting called for like every penalty under the sun. Like, I think watching that game was like every 5 minutes it was a holding call, roughing the passer, pass interference. It was like, oh,
it's just undisciplined football, and it's just trash to see.
Who was the guy in the secondary? His name is Avery, I think.
Yeah,
I think that man might have just. I think he cost them literally a touchdown, like just straight up. Consistent penalty,
right? Play.
And the offensive line is fucking abysmal too. They are not very good, but that's what happens when your guys are hurt. Remember when Mike ridiculed me because I said Taylor Lewan was washed? 2 ACL surgeries in 3 years.
Yeah, that's rough, man. That is rough.
But no, it's a tough circumstance. But betting the Hulk back will definitely help them out. But the last time they played the Jaguars, the Hulk had like 150 yards and they still lost.
We have a Hulk.
We have a Hulk. I've been hearing that for a while, and they just keep losing games. Because
you gotta tell the Hulk stop fumbling. That's what you gotta do, man. The fuck?
He has one game where he has multiple fumbles. Now he's a fumbler. Okay.
No, but he's fumbling at key moments though. Like
it was
one. Let me tell you something, Mike. Adrian Peterson didn't fumble in the season, but he fumbled in the playoffs, and I call him a fumbler.
Let me tell you something.
But yeah, no, Jags by a score. I don't think it's anything more than that. It'll be a fun game. But
Mike, how do you think the game will turn out?
Well, like I said, we're in Duval. We have a third string quarterback.
We have a Hulk
banged up. We stink. We're the worst team in the league.
No,
Jacksonville's the hottest team in the galaxy.
They are. They are.
Trevor Lawrence can do no wrong.
He's playing well.
And despite all of that, Tennessee is still going to win this game by a field goal.
Man, I would love to see what your opinion on this would be if you weren't a Titans fan.
All of that. and I'm going to spell it out for you. This is all great. Everything I just said, fine. But what I do know is that Jacksonville is the youngest team in the league. And what I do know is Those guys have never been in a playoff game. And we can all attest that it is a different game. And this is a playoff game. And
There's a guy on that team that's been in playoffs.
I'm going to get that team has been chasing all year, but they are the favorites now. And that is a different seat. What happens if Tennessee goes up 10 points in the first quarter? What is this team going to do? Where all that tension starts to come in the building like, hey, we're supposed to be blowing them out. What's happening? What happens if Jacksonville doesn't get to front run? Because they've been doing a lot of that lately. And what happens if they get punched in the face first? Because what I do know is that they like to do play action. And what I do know is, despite what Dylan may tell you on this show, the Titans have a top 3 run defense in football.
They don't actually anymore. They don't.
The Titans are a top 3 run
They
defense.
have a top run defense, but they're not 3 anymore.
The Titans have a top 3 run defense in football.
Statistically, they are not, but that's fine.
The Titans have a top 10
There we go.
red zone defense in football. And, yep, go check it. Go check it.
No, I was going to say you're correct.
Red
You're
zone
correct.
defense.
It's gone. The ranking has gone down since you started allowing a lot of touchdowns in the last 4 weeks.
Tennessee is, I believe, still in the top 10 in points allowed in the season. Contrary
But
to what Dylan will tell you.
they are. No, I don't lie. I don't lie. But what's your passing ranking?
All of this is to say, like I said,
What's your pass defense ranking?
I believe it's 26.
No, it's 30.
But regardless, we have a Hulk. And we've been in this situation before. This is a tough, gritty team that has playoff experience. Jacksonville does not. They are a young team. And what sports has taught me is you got to fall before you can run. This is Jacksonville's this is their first time on this stage. I don't think it's out of the picture, out of the realm of possibility to think Tennessee can go up there, get a quick 10-0 lead, and grind it out to victory and win 17-14. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
Hold them to 14 points.
I'm just throwing numbers out. But a grinded out, slow, both teams only get 6 or 7 possessions type of game where Tennessee can win that game. And because of that, and my bias, which I am not hiding, I'm picking Tennessee to win by a field goal. Because I don't know if Jacksonville is ready for this moment, and Dylan's going to get upset. But I know that the quarterback on Jacksonville, the last time I saw him in a playoff game, he lost. I know that. So let's not act like he's just out here killing people and has all this playoff experience, because he does not. He's never been in this situation in the NFL. We don't know how he's going to react to this. So, crown him if you want to. I just want to see. Show me. That's all.
You're talking real big about a quarterback not having playoff experience when your quarterback has only started 1 game in his career.
But my quarterback doesn't have to win this game. Their quarterback does.
He does.
That's a true statement.
No.
My
quarterback does not have to win this game.
He doesn't have to win the game.
You want to know why he has to win that game? Because if Trevor Lawrence, so Mike's gonna play up how good the Titans defense is in certain aspects, but will play down where they are fucking awful. And the one thing they are fucking awful at is covering the pass. And guess what? That Jaguars offense is almost a guaranteed 3 points while being on the offense against your team, because they don't just run Travis Etienne. You're going to have a good day stopping him on the ground. It's in the passing game that he fucks teams up. He is one of the best dual threat backs in football. They have a Super Bowl winning head coach. Okay. Super Bowl winning head coach in Doug Peterson. Is your head coach a Super Bowl winner?
Not as a coach.
No, that's not as a coach. Perfect. They do have playoffs.
My coach has been to a conference championship game, though.
But never won.
Don't act like he's just here, just getting losses all left and right.
But never won.
He's been to conference championship.
But never won.
He's never lost in the first round of the playoffs.
But he's never won a conference championship.
Neither has Buffalo. Are you going to sit here and tell me McDermott can't coach? Is that what you're going to tell me?
I will not tell you Buffalo can not win it. I will tell you they have not, and they probably will not. McDermott's a good coach, but you can't downplay what Jacksonville has when Jacksonville has more winning experience on their sideline than you do.
Coaching-wise,
and there are players on that team who have playoff experience.
All of their key skill position players are new to this.
Really?
All of them. All the people that they need to win.
Every single one?
All the people that they need to win this
game.
Who
are their wide receivers, Michael?
All of their skill players.
Who are their wide receivers? Are their wide receivers rookies or their second year? They are not. You forget that their wide receivers are vets.
What has Christian Kirk won in his life?
He has playoff experience.
What has he won in his life?
You said he didn't have playoff experience.
What has he won in his life?
He has playoff
experience. Has he won more than the guys over in Tennessee? Because he has not.
No, but the head coach has. And that matters.
You were just arguing about the players.
No, I didn't. I said there is playoff experience on the team. I didn't say it was a lot of experience.
The youngest team in the league?
They are one of the youngest teams in the league, yes. But does that mean they don't have vets who have never played in the playoffs?
They do. They have a couple. But do they have more than Tennessee, which was my original point?
How many of those vets in Tennessee are actually playing in this football game?
A lot of them from the defense.
The defense that allows like 300 yards a game?
No, the front seven. A lot of them in the front seven have playoff winning experience.
My bad.
And as I was trying to say, again, you talk about the pass, but if Tennessee takes a lead and makes them one-dimensional, Tennessee's defensive line is still above average and
it's still good. Yes,
much problems if we make them one-dimensional.
The problem is Jacksonville at right now is kind of like one of those high-powered offenses in Minnesota and Kansas City and Buffalo, where they can score quick, and that's a bad thing for Tennessee. A team that can score quick is bad because that really quickly takes away your ability to ball control. So, again, I don't think it's going to be this blowout. I think Tennessee will very much so be in the game. But the strength of this Jaguars team is the weakness of the Titans. So that's why it's like, if we're just going rock, paper, scissors here, paper beats scissors.
All right.
I mean, rock beats scissors. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Rock beats scissors.
Score prediction for the Titans Jaguars game.
Give me 2017.
Anthony.
31-24.
Mike.
I just don't see it being. How do you get to 30?
I don't know how.
It wouldn't shock me because last time they played, they scored like 30 something.
Yeah,
they scored 40. It was 41-17. 21-20.
All right. The polls are in, and we will see next time on Dragon Ball Z. I'm glad I started this hellfire. You know, I've been starting hellfires for the past couple of days.
I don't know. Like, you might have to add to that hellfire because I'm in a betting mood.
The thing about the Titans I love about Mike is Mike downplays so much.
Don't glaze over that, Dylan. Anthony said he's in a betting mood.
What are we gonna bet? Me and Anthony are on the same side.
Nah, not what you do. I'm talking about with Mike. I mean, if he's open to it, I'm very much in a betting mood.
Let him have
another bottle of Terramana.
Hey, anything's on the table.
It's still here.
I can't believe, like, Anthony, hold on. Anthony, fuck you for when you made Mike buy this bottle of Terramana and then you said, nope, wrong one, don't want it. That's completely your fault.
Without specifying what he wanted.
You said Terramana, Mike got Terramana, and you're like, nope, not it. What a scumbag.
Which is why he wait. which is why he
How
will win.
about we put it like this? I'm gonna throw something out. So if the Jaguars win, because obviously I'm betting on Jacksonville, I will take that Terramana, and then I will take the other one that I wanted as well.
So a new bottle of Terramana.
Yeah, so a new bottle of Terramana.
It's such a
You've
roundabout way
already
of
won
saying.
that bottle.
But he's so. Are you betting that bottle?
Yes, I'm betting. Yeah, double or nothing. I'm betting that
Double or
bottle.
nothing. That's what I wanted
Yeah.
to hear.
Okay.
Double
All
or
right.
nothing. What were you supposed to buy me? I don't even remember. What you were supposed to buy me.
Something. What? You some
For
soda?
what? It was something expensive.
Oh no, you moved on from Gatorades. You want to step into the alcohol realm.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
and
I
Mike
was
didn't
fine
say
with the
what he
Gatorade.
wanted. Mike was going to say what he wanted when he won.
Yes, that was true. Because I'm a whiskey drinker, and 2 bottles. Maybe some Jack, maybe some Johnny Walker. I'll figure it out. I know it's gonna taste. I know it's gonna taste good. It's gonna taste good. That's fine. We can stamp that. That's fine.
All right. Stamp that. First bet of 2023. Stamped and locked.
That will take us to the NFC. This is gonna be just a simple question. Who gets that final spot in the NFC?
Detroit.
Green Bay wins. They are in.
Wait, who said Detroit?
Me. I want the Lions in.
Not who you
I do
want
too,
in,
but they're not going to make it.
who's
I think they're
going.
going to make it.
So
They
you
need the
think-
Rams to beat the Seahawks.
Yeah, obviously you think Seattle's going to lose and Detroit will win.
I have hope.
That's the epic problem with them putting the Lions Packers on Sunday night. You're literally betting on the Rams going into Seattle and beating the Seahawks.
Hey man, anything can happen.
No,
Anything
they're
can
betting
happen.
on Aaron Rodgers beating them and clinching a playoff spot on national TV. That's what they're banking on.
Yeah, but the thing is, how much excitement are you going to have for the Lions Packers game? If the Lions are already eliminated from the playoffs?
Because the Packers can still clinch with a win.
Yeah,
that's what they're banking on. They're banking on.
My
It
thing
has
is
nothing to do with the Lions. They're banking on Aaron Rodgers. That's
what
what
I'm trying to say is how motivated are the Lions going to be if they're already eliminated?
If they're already eliminated?
That's what I'm saying.
That's a good question, but that coach, he gets them fired up. So I can't see them laying down, just like I don't expect the Giants to lay down for the Eagles. I expect, at least for a half, they're going to come out, they're going to play hard. I think the Giants are going to play the Eagles tough for about a half, and then it's going to be like, all right, let's get ready for Minnesota. Let's go sit down.
I wouldn't be surprised if Barkley doesn't play at all.
I wouldn't play him.
I wouldn't play him at all.
I wouldn't play him, but we'll see.
Giants don't stand a chance.
I disagree with that.
Against the Eagles, yeah, no.
Well, I mean, against the Eagles, I thought you meant the playoffs.
Oh no, in the playoffs, the Giants are out first round.
Yeah, but I think they would fight. I think they put up a fight, though.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that next week.
But here's a question I have, though. I mean, obviously the DeMar Hamlin situation, prayers up for him. What does obviously the Bills-Bengals situation, how does that play into the playoffs? Like the implications or whatnot?
It could play into the Bengals seeding.
Yeah, it plays. It's a big game.
Yeah,
it plays into the Bengals seeding because they can still win their division. Buffalo can still win or get the number 1 seed.
If your Raiders figure out a way to catch lightning in a bottle and beat Kansas
it's almost
City,
unfair that that game is postponed now, because now the Bills get to see. It's like, do we go out and rest our guys and just secure our seed, or if the Raiders win, do we just go for it? It's a weird situation,
and I mean, it benefits the Patriots because the Patriots need to win. So it's, I don't know. We got to see what the fact that the NFL hasn't said anything. I feel like we'll hear something tomorrow because like it's getting close now. So
I think that game's going to end up getting played after this week.
I think so too. I think they're going to do like a game 163 kind of thing, like how baseball does.
Mm-hmm.
They said they were thinking about just making it a tie.
They can't do that because Cincinnati is winning.
I don't. If the only way you make it a tie is if both teams agree to just not play the game.
which I don't know. I mean, maybe that's on the table.
And
Cincinnati
a tie actually helps them
helps.
both.
Yeah, I mean, it's not out of the realm. And Cincinnati was, give them credit. They was like, nah, we're not playing either.
Yeah, Cincinnati looks a lot like that Cincinnati team that ran the table last year.
They're starting to.
They've been looking that way for the last like 4 weeks.
They were a little shaky in New England last week, though. They were a little shaky.
And then what happened?
They were still shaky. It's just, the
They
Patriots
won.
did
That's
that.
the answer to your question, Dylan, is they won. That's the answer. But
what are we doing here?
Anthony, who's getting that last playoff spot
in the NFC? The Seahawks.
Okay. Okay, so you believe in the Lions.
Yeah, I think the Lions will knock off the Packers.
Dylan also believes that. I am, without getting political, not a fan of this man's off the field ideologies. But on the field, he's a bad man.
Washed.
He's a bad man.
If they lose to the Lions, will you hop on the wash train with me?
No, that is such blasphemy.
Why is it blasphemy to
even
see this man who has not been good this year?
Because to say he's washed.
Yeah, that's a strong word, Dylan. Do you know how strong of a word that is?
Off 1 year is tough.
Washed.
That's a Roz-like thing. Like you can't
the MVP last year.
Yeah, like
who are we talking about?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Washed.
Is Brady washed?
Brady's washed.
Brady is washed.
He really was looking washed last week.
They're getting into the playoffs with a potential losing record. Washed.
When you're a Hall of Fame talent like he is, every once in a while you can have one of those, oh, look at him doing that old school stuff and have that one flash in the pan game. And that was last week. He had his
you're forgetting one crucial. You're forgetting one crucial thing. So, this man's been playing since 2001.
So Mike,
you cannot call Brady washed.
Yes, you can.
Before he enters the postseason.
So with that ideology, Mike, then that means that I gotta call a spade when I see a spade, and I've been being fairly honest lately. I feel like, and so when you have that ideology, Mike, when you say, "Oh, you have these flash in the pan games because you're great," then you need to give the same sentiment to LeBron with him having flash in the pan games this season.
But there's
I don't think anybody's calling LeBron washed, though.
Yeah, I would say, who's calling LeBron washed?
A lot of people will say he's washed.
I'm not.
He's the only person in year 20 who's averaged over 20 points this season.
Why would they call him washed king then?
Because they're haters.
Because
they're King hater, by the way.
I'm just hater
is right there.
But I'm just saying, as far as like ideologies go, if that's what you're if that's what you're going on, if that's what your basis is, then you got to be fair across the board. That's all I'm saying.
That's not a bad point.
But LeBron is not washed. Like, my man is averaging 29 points a game. I mean, over his last 15, 20. I don't know what you want. The equivalent of what LeBron is doing is nothing compared to what Brady and Aaron Rodgers is doing. And I'll throw Aaron Rodgers in there for that. They are not playing anywhere. They're not in the same galaxy as LeBron right now.
Last season, and everybody knows I'm a Brown fan. So last season, when he wasn't playing the greatest, when they got bounced out and didn't make the playoffs and stuff like that, most people will say, prior to this season with him having a resurgence and stuff like that, most people would have said, is this the decline of LeBron? Like they were saying.
Mm-hmm. And the answer to that is no, because look how he's playing now.
Oh, now, but that's what people are saying. You can't really go off of that for 1 year.
That's why I'm saying Aaron Rodgers is not washed.
Yeah. Washed.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Your argument is actually for Dylan. It's not for me. It's for Dylan.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It's
Can't do
1
that.
year. Like he was the MVP last year.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have been.
Oh God.
So
The fact that he was named MVP should say something at least. Even if you say that he shouldn't have been, the fact that he was even mentioned to be in the MVP racing should also show that he wasn't washed.
It's a quarterback award. It is. It is literally a quarterback award.
So who should have won it last year?
I would say
Cooper Kupp.
Who?
Cooper Kupp.
You can make argument.
Look at Mike. Shut up. Look at Mike. Shut up real quick.
You can make that.
No, yeah, you can make that argument.
The triple crown winner broke receiving records. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, you can make that argument.
And on a position that is completely
the best quarterback last year.
There's an argument that he was not the best quarterback in the regular season. There is actually an argument for that.
Who was better?
Patrick Mahomes. At a position that is completely dependent on somebody else throwing you the football, what Cooper Kupp was able to do is insane. Completely reliant on somebody else.
I'm not going to argue with you.
In his first year on that team.
Well, Stafford's racial preferences obviously tie into that too as well.
Matt Stafford spent over a decade throwing the football to black guys. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I would say, Anthony, are you saying he threw Cooper Kupp the ball because he's white?
I didn't say that.
Anthony is an Allen Robinson owner in fantasy football. Okay. And Anthony insists that the only reason Allen Robinson started getting the football thrown to him is because he started wearing long white sleeves.
I will never forgive Stafford. That man would not target that man. I was like,
Matt Stafford used to see Calvin Johnson triple covered and just say, "Fuck it, Calvin, go get it." But hey, that's a fun statement. But yeah, no, Cooper Kupp should have won MVP last year.
Who is going to get the last AFC playoff spot?
I hope the Steelers get it.
I am also rooting for the Steelers because I am a big Mike Tomlin fan, and I would love for him to get it, to shove it in all those Pittsburgh haters that just root and pray for his downfall. So
never had a losing season,
and they're waiting. They're waiting for him to lose on Sunday just so they can go, aha, finally.
Imagine you're on the cusp of having a losing season, and like in your first time in almost 20 years,
and because of it, they want you fired.
Yep, because he's washed.
So stupid. So stupid.
There it is, Dylan. Because he's washed. He's washed.
Too bad. It's very difficult to be washed as a head coach. Very difficult to be washed.
Not.
Yeah,
no,
it is.
It's not.
As an NFL head coach, it's very difficult to be washed as an NFL
I hear you guys talk about head coach being terrible all day.
Not when you're an all-time great. Not when you're an all-time great. It is very hard for you to be washed.
There's a guy in New England.
And that's not because of him. It's because of his hiring aspect in his coaching scheme.
So that came up. I was on the No Games podcast last night. Shout out to my guys. That came up, and I made the argument that Bill Belichick, which led to a spirited debate, that currently, right now, in the NFL, Bill Belichick is not a top 10 coach. Not a top 10 coach.
I don't
think about it.
With you,
you don't think
I don't agree with you now.
No, I can't agree with that.
I don't know. I think he has slipped.
He's the second best coach in the division.
That's a hard take.
He is better than all of the coaches in the South.
The AFC South?
Yeah.
Right now, I don't think he's better than Vrabel. He's better than Mike Peterson. Mike Peterson just beat him in the Super Bowl.
He still a better coach than that whole division.
Yeah, he's a better coach than that whole division.
In the
So-
AFC North, he is better than Zach Stacy. Not Zach Stacy, whatever the fuck is Zach, whatever the fuck his
Taylor.
name is. Yep. He's better. He's
better than Kevin Stefanski.
He's better than Stefanski. He's not better than Harbaugh, and he's not better than Tomlin. So that's 5 total, right? And the AFC West, he's not better than Andy Reid, but he's better than the Chargers head coach. He's better than the Broncos head coach, and he's better than the Raiders head coach. So, all right.
Anyway.
So he's 5 right now. In the NFC, he is better than all of the head coaches in the NFC East. Say what you want about fucking the Eagles head coach, Nick Sirianni. He's still better than him. I'd much rather have Bill Belichick than Nick Sirianni. I don't care what you say. The NFC South, all of them can go fucking somewhere. They're all bad. The NFC West, yeah. Give me what's his face in LA? McVay. I think he's better than Pete Carroll. But Pete Carroll. But I would keep Pete Carroll in the top 10.
He's better than Kyle Shanahan?
I disagree with McVay.
I like McVay. McVay's got a lot of
shit. So better than Belichick?
Right now, we're not giving him he's the greatest coach of all time. I'm talking about this year. This year. Right now.
Well, we're talking this.
Yeah, and he's better than every head coach in the NFC North. LaFleur is an idiot, and you know how I feel about him, and you feel the same way about him that I do. Because LaFleur is an idiot.
Yeah, I agree. He's better than every coach.
The head coach of the Vikings is very one-sided.
He's better than every coach in the NFC.
He's better than all those coaches.
But
that still would keep him top 10. That would put him at
9.
At 7 or 8. Depending on how you rank them, I'd still put him at like 5. I'd put him at 5 because he's still Bill fucking Belichick. He's still one of the best defensive minds in football. The problem is you need a staff around you, and he's got 3 idiots calling offensive plays for him.
And still, he has a mediocre Patriots team in playoff.
That is his fault.
It is his fault. I will give you that. But again,
he picked Matt Patricia to run
he
the
has
offense.
Matt Patricia and Joe Judge calling offense, and they're still in the playoff hunt.
And they're still in the playoff run, Mike. That's the thing.
With piss poor talent on offense up in the board.
Belichick's team lost to Anthony's team in the most ridiculous way I've ever seen in my life.
That has nothing to do with coaching there. They did
that
on their own.
Not coaching.
They did that on their own.
I'm pretty sure the coaches did not tell them to do that.
Who told you that?
The players.
And why do you think they told you that? Because they have a
Bill
dictator
Belichick also went out there and was like, I don't know why they did that.
That is still on him.
Ramondre Stevenson passed the ball back to Jacoby Myers, and Myers like, oh, bet this is what we're doing, and then he chucked it back to fucking Chandler Jones. Why in any world? Why is Mac Jones your option there? Why would Mac Jones be your option there? The whole world knows Mac Jones is not the guy you throw that football to. You can say what you want about those coaches being idiots. They wouldn't design that. They know better than anybody. You don't design that. But here we are. The Patriots have, to me, the single worst wide receiving core in football. And with a quarterback who is they don't let throw to his wide receivers. Yeah, they have a great defense with size Matt Judon, no notable names on it. Great defense, very well coached defense.
Very opportunistic.
And their mediocre offense is just still there, chugging along.
1, they're 8-8, and 2, as the argument that you love to use against Tennessee, they haven't beaten anybody.
They don't. They haven't. They haven't beaten anybody.
What who have credit for?
Wait, but who have the Patriots beaten?
We went over this last night. I think their best win is against Miami, I think.
They beat the Jets. They beat the
They got
Colts.
They got 2 Jet wins, a Colt win. They
At
have
the
a
time, the
Bear
Jets were
win.
winning.
They have a Bear win.
No, they lost to the Bears.
Lost to the Bears. Excuse
They
me.
lost. They
They
got
beat
destroyed by the Bears.
they beat up on the Lions.
They have
beat
a
up on the
Lion
Lions.
win.
Who were the other 4 victories?
I'm gonna tell you right now because I'm gonna bring it right back up.
The
I think
Steelers,
they have a
the
Cleveland
Jets
win.
twice, the
Oh, yeah,
Browns, the Dolphins.
Who's the other one? That's 7.
They have beaten. Was this the regular season? Yes. They beat the Steelers, the Lions, the Browns, the Jets twice, the Colts,
Mm.
the Cardinals,
Oh yeah, the Cardinals.
and the Dolphins.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
supposed
not-
to give you credit
and
for
it-
beating up the Colts, right?
They beat the Dolphins without Tua.
And they beat the Lions before they went
They
on
beat
that
the beat the Lions while all of their starting wide receivers and running backs were hurt.
Yeah.
So again, they haven't done anything this year.
The only thing I will
We're
say
giving this coaching staff props for
but the
what?
only thing what I will say is they gave the Vikings. They almost beat the Vikings. I know they
Anthony,
didn't
the
win.
last 5 teams the Vikings have played have given the Vikings a game.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah.
The
I had to think
problem
about
is
them.
the Vikings are exactly what I said they were. Their defense is dog shit. When I said, man, their passing defense really isn't good, they're like, oh, well, that's all that matters. The teams that were competing with them were killing them in the air.
The Vikings are extremely concerning. Like it's like you look at the 12-4 record, like, oh, they're amazing. But then you look at the 4 but then you look at the 4 losses. Blowout, 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 near blowout. Like it's just brutal fucking losses each and every time. And I'm just like,
Whenever I say a team doesn't play nobody, I always get hit. That's not our fault. You play who's in front of you. Well, it matters because when you get to the playoffs and you play actual quality competition, you look fucking terrible when you play them. What's crazy is Tom Brady
stinks to you, Dylan.
No, that's not true. Just the teams that don't play nobody and then get blown out by good teams stink.
But you did say every team in the NFC you don't trust.
I don't trust any single team in the NFC. I don't trust any single team. Because you want to know why? Tom Brady, this motherfucker is going to get into the playoffs with a potential losing record, and then is going to be advancing to the Super Bowl more than likely.
I thought you said he's washed.
He's washed, but that defense is good. He's going to end up beating up on the Giants or whoever the fuck he faces.
He's going to lose in the first round because the Cowboys are going to. The Cowboys are going to.
You think the Cowboys are going to blow them off?
They're going to blow their doors off.
I think Tom Brady's washed, but guess what? He's still Tom fucking Brady. He's washed in the regular season, but once you get to the playoffs, it's different. It's PTSD. It's PTSD, man. I've seen it too many times where Tom Brady gets to the playoffs and does something that we never think he's done. He's cooked. He's going to go in there, and because these NFC teams just ain't it, he's just going to end up beating most of them.
I honestly wouldn't.
Like right now, I think that Bucks team could beat the Philly in the playoffs. I absolutely think they could beat Philly in the playoffs.
That's damaged. That's reaching.
They could beat Philly. They could beat Dallas. They could beat New York. They could beat Minnesota. The only team I think that beats Tampa is San Fran.
You really think they're going to go into Philly and win that game?
Yes.
With Jalen Hurts?
Yes. The MVP of the league.
I got to watch the problem. He's not going to win MVP, 1. And 2, I watched the defensive front of the Saints do something to that Eagles line that I haven't seen all year. They bullied that Eagles offensive line. It's crazy to see. You can say what you want about Gardner Minshew. He got destroyed that game because he got sacked on his ass like 6 times.
So that's why they.
Yeah, but you can't ignore the fact that
Jalen Hurts won that game.
If he gets sacked 6 times, I don't know if that happens.
No, Hurts wins that easily. Hurts wins that game easily.
No, they definitely shouldn't have won. But
Minshew wasn't doing any favors with his arm that game. He was not.
He only threw 1 interception.
I'm not talking about just the interception. It's just the misread.
Sacks.
Yeah, just bad awareness.
But that's not why I'm saying that game. But I don't know because that offensive line played like shit too. But that's the thing. Now, this isn't me shitting on Jalen Hurts or anything here.
But
This is
when
not
I
that.
say
This is
that
not
you're
that.
calling him a system quarterback, this is what I mean. You're telling
I do
me,
think Jalen Hurts is a system quarterback. Yes,
which is disrespect.
it's not. It's not. I got to watch Gardner Minshew put up better numbers in that game against Dallas than what the season average is. Did I not?
We will see.
Every number that fucking Gardner Minshew put
So
up
why
against
isn't he starting?
I don't have an answer for you. That's originally the reason why he was originally traded for there is because they didn't trust Jalen Hurts. That's the original reason he was brought in, is they didn't trust Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts has gotten really good, and I will give you that. But again, if the offensive line doesn't hold up with Minshew, do they hold up with Hurts?
Yes, because he's mobile.
Minshew is also mobile. He's not as mobile as Hurts. He's not that. But
who gets the ball out faster?
They both get the ball out pretty quickly. But again, when you have an elite offensive line, elite wide receiving core, the best running game in football, an elite defense top to bottom, you just need an average quarterback.
But you're saying Brady goes into Philly.
Brady goes into Philly and wins that game.
All of that you just said.
It beats all of that.
Would it shock you?
Would it shock you? It would shock me.
Why would it shock you? Why would it shock you? That's Tom Brady. That's Tom Brady.
Have you been watching?
That's Tom Brady. That's Mike Evans. That's Chris Godwin. That's the ghost of Julio Jones. That is Lombardi Lenny. That is Shaq Barrett.
Break it down
that
to you
is
why he's gonna lose.
That is Derek White. That is fucking.
We've been dealing with this boogeyman for 20 years. But what is the one kryptonite that he has? The one thing that he hates.
What is that?
Pressure up the middle.
That is true.
What do the Cowboys do?
Pressure the edge.
All right, fine. We're kneeling because you can easily just they get pressure up the middle when they want.
They get pressure when they want to, but the interior of that Bucs line is good. That Bucs offensive line is good.
The Cowboys come from the edge. I will give you that. But the Cowboys can get pressure up the middle if they want to. What do the Eagles do?
The Eagles get pressure everywhere.
So you want me to believe that makeshift offensive line that Tampa Bay has is going to...
They have a makeshift offensive line?
That offensive line...
What?
It's been average.
They just got their starting center back fucking 4 weeks ago.
I know, and they've looked slightly better.
He will be better for the playoffs.
So I can't wait for our playoff show
week.
next
That Eagles D-line, Dylan. That Eagles D-line is ferocious.
So the Eagles would have
this energy.
The Eagles have to win, right? To hold that one seed.
Look, they're going to beat the Giants. Come on.
Well, they will. They will beat the Giants.
Yeah, they're going.
So that means they will have a bye.
Mm-hmm.
That means, is Tampa the bottom seed right now?
Yes, they are. They are locked into that 4 seed.
So you're telling me Tampa has to
the 4 seed for like the past 6
Tampa has to walk into Minnesota and be like, let's do it?
No, Tampa is going to play the Cowboys first.
Yeah, Tampa hosts Dallas.
Why would Tampa is the division
winner?
Yeah, man.
I thought they were the 8th seed. I was like, oh my god, is Tampa about to go through and run?
What you're saying? Tampa would have to beat Dallas, Philly, and probably San Francisco consecutively in 3 straight.
It would not shock me.
Dallas is going to beat them.
PTSD would not shock me.
Dallas is going to beat them.
Based on what has Dallas done in the last 4 years for you to tell me they will win this playoff game?
Because they are being Dallas. They are going to beat Tampa Bay. They're going to beat Tampa Bay comfortable. They're going to get their fan base riled up on a 10. They're going to go to San Francisco. They're going to be up by 14 points on San Francisco, and then they're going to blow it in the 4th quarter. That's what the Cowboys are going to do. That's what, and history tells me that's what they're going to do.
History tells you that the Cowboys are going to win a playoff game in this century?
History tells me that they're going to get their fan base riled up, and then just when you think, oh my God, this is the year, the bottom falls out.
I disagree with that. I don't see the Cowboys beating the Buccaneers. I'm sorry. I
can't
think
wait for next week.
I,
I
I,
can't
I
wait. I can't
what,
wait for next week.
what maybe it's my Mike Evans bias, but at the end of the day, just I saw Brady come back to life. I
Y'all are
I I
go
saw the
ahead.
Brady that I was expecting since week one. That was the best
Y'all,
he's played since week one.
y'all are putting a lot of stock in them beating the Panthers. You're putting a lot of stock in the
The Panthers
Panthers.
have
I
been
don't give a
playing
fuck
good
about
recently.
that. I don't give a fuck about
Panthers
that.
have been playing good recently.
If you take that Panthers game out, what
give a
has
fuck about
Tampa
that.
shown you that makes you think that they're not trash?
What I'm saying is
This team has
that
championship pedigree, Michael.
they do.
The
I
problem
will
is
say.
they're gonna play.
No, hold on.
You don't need
Wait,
championship pedigree in the regular season,
Mike.
Michael. Just
What
get to the playoffs.
what have reporters been saying about the Buccaneers and Brady? They're just
I
saying,
don't care
look.
about this.
They were saying even when Brady was struggling that if he gets to the postseason, it's going to be dangerous. He's not somebody you want to see in the postseason. They were saying this even when the Bucks were losing, struggling to take care of the Cardinals. Like they were saying this back then, and now Brady is showing people who he is again right before the postseason.
It's a tale of old as old
Come
as
on,
time.
like he's been playing since 2001. Like how old is the story, guys?
Right.
How old is the story, guys?
I've seen it before.
We've seen it 22 times.
I've never seen him look this bad before, and he has looked bad.
But you've seen him look as good as he did the past week.
Last week against Carolina, yes, I've seen that Brady before.
Anthony, don't put too much stock in that Panthers win. Just put all the stock in the fact that he's fucking Tom Brady.
No.
That's where my stock is.
No, this is more about Tom Brady. This is not so much about the Carolina kids. Even though, let's be honest, they have been playing quite well since Steve Wilkes took over. Come on now.
And
give the man some credit.
As I stated on the No Games podcast, Carolina is gonna do that bad franchise move, and they're gonna fire him.
Of course,
yeah, but they're gonna bring in a good guy though. I'm very
bad franchises do bad.
They should keep Steve Wilkes on. Honestly, not as the head coach.
It's hard to keep him on the staff.
I know,
because you're demoting.
If you go and you get D'Amico Ryans to go be your head coach, that's a great move.
That's the Niners defensive coordinator.
If I'm Steve Wilkes, I'm not gonna take a demotion for him.
No, exactly.
I might take it for Sean Payton, but I'm not taking it for him.
At that point, it's who's going to pick him up to be on their staff, because at that point, he's not going to get a head coaching job anywhere else.
Which is ridiculous. Steve Wilkes,
he's gotten the shit end of the stick a bunch.
Twice. Arizona did the same thing to him.
This is the interim job. It's not.
I understand, but I think he's done more than enough to
he's done great.
Keep this job.
I think they should offer him the job, but I don't think they're going to, because
they're going to
capitalize on their defense.
What you call it?
Rich Bisaccia
kept him last year.
Absolutely
should have.
But they didn't. And they went to go get their splashy big fish, and now look what happened.
Yep.
The Raiders would be the most awkward rebuild of all time.
DC Ford cried home to his mama. We don't sent that man home.
Raiders in the weirdest rebuild of all time, where the number one wide receiver option went to the Raiders for one reason and one reason only, and that reason is going to be traded in the offseason. He's going to be sitting here just like,
fuck? I mean, you hear the rumors that guy in Tampa's coming, so.
Don't worry, Mike. Fucking Tom Brady's gonna fix everything. Just leave the defense as is. Doesn't make a difference.
Who said we're just gonna leave the defense as is doing? Every Raider fan in the country knows our defense sucks.
The defense has been the problem for a decade, Anthony, and nobody has done a damn thing about it.
Well, goddamn. Well, when our players can stop fucking conjuring up criminal issues, and just like
Damon Arnett sucked anyway. He didn't make you guys better.
He had potential.
No, he didn't. He was the wrong player to take. The problem is the Raiders draft guys and they draft bad guys. Yeah, they draft guys who just stink. So it's like it's very hard to do anything, and then you strap your cash to these offensive guys, And then you're like, well, now I can't go get guys on defense. So I was like, oh, great. Good job. But it's only, a tale as old as fucking time. The Raiders defense stinks. But go ahead, get Tom Brady.
Well, the thing is, in our defense,
fast receiver.
In our defense, we were supposed to have an elite pass rush this year, and that didn't happen because Jones was largely a bust. He played a little better towards the end of the season, but he's been largely a bust so far for
Almost
us.
Like I called that.
Yes, I'll give that to you. Yes, you did.
Remember when you called Khalil Mack a bum?
He still is a bum.
That.
He is not a bum. And they're getting Joey Bosa back for the playoffs.
What has Khalil Mack done this year?
Let's see what Khalil Mack has done this year.
Because he ain't done nothing special this year, Dylan.
He walks into your locker room. He's the best defensive player on your team.
Better than Crosby right now?
Yep.
How many sacks does Crosby have on
the year? Fuck out of here, man. Huh? Let me see.
I got it.
That man.
Max Crosby would be. I think Max Crosby is currently better than Khalil Mack, but Crosby has 11.5. Khalil Mack has 8. You would love to have that 8 on your team, huh?
Bet you'd kick Chandler Jones off for that 8.
Yes, I would. Because Chandler Jones has been useless.
Chandler Jones has 4.5.
But what we won't do is say that to Chandler Jones' face because he's liable to hurt you in multiple ways.
That's fine. Rich. I'm rich.
and his little brother is John Jones. So
yeah.
Speaking of rich, whatever happened to that fan that Devontae Adams pushed?
It went away. You see how that happens? See that happens when the full video comes out and we can actually see what happened. You see how that just disappeared?
That man was trying to get them M's and nothing happened.
He tried it until the full video came out. He tried it. But guys, we didn't answer the question. Who is going to get that last playoff spot?
Oh, Steelers.
New England
Patriots. I'm going Steelers. I'm actually not going Steelers. I'm going Dolphins because I don't trust the Jets. The Jets are.
So you trust Mike Glennon to lead the Dolphins into the postseason?
I don't trust the Jets at all.
The problem is
Mike Glennon?
You may not trust the
Jets at all.
You may not trust the Jets, but the Jets defense versus a fourth string quarterback now.
Y'all are starting a third string quarterback.
But the Jets defense versus a fourth string quarterback. Miami's defense is not good.
Y'all offense is not good either.
Our offense was not good against a top passing defense in Seattle.
Your offense is not good. The Jets are going to lose. That's my prediction.
I know you think that. I think the Jets are going to fuck around and win this game just to keep Miami out.
The Jets are going to lose
because Miami's going to trot out.
Piss me off, and the Steelers are not going to get in because the Jets are going to ruin it like they ruin everything.
I don't trust fourth string quarterback Mike Glennon again in a secondary with two guys who were playing out of their
greatest cornerback in the history of football.
No, just all pro.
Yeah, I know. Here we go.
Dylan, you'll be proud of me though. I actually defended Sauce because my man on the podcast is a Bengals fan, and he was going on that Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the league, unquestioned, and he hasn't been clamped up at all this year. And I was like,
week 3, pal.
I remember Sauce giving him some fits, and
it's funny.
I forgot what his reasoning was for it, but I was like, yeah, no, Sauce
locked him up.
Put that key in the lock.
Rookie quarterback leads the league in interception.
It's Tariq Woolen. He's tied for
That's
lead.
That's who I think should win Defensive Rookie of the Year. But Sauce has he has New York behind him, so he has all the.
Sauce has. Here's the thing. No. You are not doing this. You are not doing this.
I mean,
it's not all of New York behind him. The stats themselves say it's Sauce. The stats themselves say it is Sauce. Up and down. The only thing Tariq Woolen has is the interceptions.
only thing.
But
the big thing, Dylan.
how many more? Who has given up more
Who has more
touchdowns?
Who has more tackles? Aren't they very close in tackles?
They're very close, but tackles doesn't matter at corner. It doesn't.
What?
If your corner is leading in tackles, that's a problem.
He doesn't have to lead the team. I'm
No,
saying
but-
between the two of them.
But the two, they're very close. Who has given up more touchdowns this year? Sauce Gardner or Tariq Woolen?
I believe Tariq has.
Tariq Woolen. Bam. Cool. Who has given up a lower QBR?
Tariq.
The answer is not Tariq Woolen. The answer is Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner's QBR allowed is 38. Tariq Woolen's QBR allowed is 54. Yeah.
That's not close. That's not close.
That's not close. That's almost 20 points.
That's not close when they don't throw the ball over there.
Sauce Gardner has 3 games played in the last 5 where he didn't get targeted. That's what's insane. He didn't get targeted. Tariq Woolen gets tried every fucking game.
So that would mean his numbers would be inflated compared to Sauce, correct?
Why would that? If you're going to say the
There's more
inflated compared to
opportunities.
Sauce,
There'd be more opportunities because
there
this
is
the
no
NFL.
bigger
You
impact
throw it
you
over there
could
enough,
have
somebody's gonna
on a
catch it.
game. There is no bigger impact you could have on a game where you have a whole side of the field completely shut down. No bigger impact you could have on a game. The Detroit Lions didn't target Sauce Gardner once. Detroit Lions were moving Amon-Ra St. Brown every fucking where else to get Amon-Ra targets. Then you go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville targeted Sauce once for an incompletion, and then they started moving all their guys around to just use running backs and tight ends. Let's go to Seattle. They tried Sauce 3 times. 1 catch for 3 yards, and then they proceeded to score all their points on running backs and tight ends to not target Sauce Gardner. They were trying it. There's every top receiver he has faced has been clamped. Every single one.
The green is coming through your pores.
But Mike, find me a wide receiver he has covered that has cooked him.
I would have.
There is not a single wide receiver who has cooked him this year. Not a single one.
If that was the case, he should be in the NFL Defensive Player of the Year competition.
He should be. He absolutely should be.
And that would make him the best corner in the league.
There's an argument for it. There's only one other guy I would say is better than him right now.
Who?
There's only one, J.C. Horn.
He is better than him, but
what are we doing here?
the green is coming.
Numbers don't lie.
But for corners, it can because
How?
it can't because if you only play one side of the field. I'm not saying this is what he does.
That's Tariq Woolen.
But if you only play one side of the field, and a team knows that you only play one side of the field, so they deliberately throw to the other side of the field because you're weaker on the other side of the field. It doesn't matter how great you are. If you have an A over here and a C plus over here, I'm throwing to the C plus because why bother? When
That
I can
sounds like
exploit,
the defensive coordinator doesn't trust Tariq Woolen to go play on the other side.
But I don't. But some teams. But that's just how some defenses are. Some defenses are like that.
This is the Richard Sherman versus Darrelle Revis argument.
And that's all this is. But you can't tell me Richard Sherman wasn't a great corner though.
I'm not. I've never said Tariq Woolen isn't a great corner.
And that Richard Sherman didn't have all pro season.
Never said he didn't.
So why are you acting like it's out of the realm of possibility that Tariq could be the rookie of the year?
Because the numbers say otherwise. That's why.
Like the interception numbers?
Any other year that Tariq Woolen is in the NFL as a rookie, he would win that award hands down. But he just happens to be in the NFL the year a rookie cornerback is going to be all pro. That's the only caveat. Tariq Woolen absolutely deserves to be Pro Bowl. Tariq Woolen absolutely deserves to be a top 3, top 5 corner in football. He absolutely does. He's unbelievable. But it just so happens the guy who's getting all the press and all the media coverage isn't just somebody plays in New York. He's playing in New York and he's excelling. That's the difference.
But
Sauce Gardner plays both. It helps. It absolutely helps.
If you flip-flop them, you would be giving me this same argument for Tariq. Because nobody would know what Sauce was doing in Seattle.
No, I would not argue that way because Sauce is balling. My argument would probably be the other way around because I don't like corners who only sit on one side of the field. That's just how the cookie crumbles. That explains
a lot about how you feel about Richard Sherman.
I like Richard Sherman. I just don't think Richard Sherman's better than Darrelle Revis because Darrelle Revis was following the best guy everywhere where Sherman just stayed over there. Revis used to follow guys into the slot, which is one of the harder things to do in football is play slot corner. And he used to go and follow them in the slot and he used to go follow tight ends. That's what's fucking crazy. While Sherman just stayed on the outside with all the crazy help that he had. Like, let's not act like the Legion of Boom didn't exist here. but no, Tariq Woolen's playing great. The problem is, wherever DK Metcalf was, who was following him? Number one. Number one was everywhere DK Metcalf was. Number one was everywhere Jamar Chase was. Number one was everywhere fucking Justin Jefferson was. Except for the plays where they put a tight end out wide. Then he's like, okay, I got to go cover that guy. I need to go cover the bigger receiver. But every time he plays these guys, they don't do anything.
I don't know. I think those two are
very
close.
I don't think it's close. There's clearly a 1-2, but 1 is here and 2 is here, just based off the season that they're having.
I don't think
there's a reason why Sauce Gardner is a plus for Defensive Rookie of the Year, no matter where you go.
Because of where he plays, that has something to do with it. Because it is
that is going to get real old.
Award, but he gets the award based on writers, and most of the writers have an East Coast bias. No one watches Seattle play. No one watches. People don't even know that they're that 7 seed right now. Like it's just circumstance.
The thing is, football fans know football, and football writers know football for the most part. And you can't give me that media bias for everything because it doesn't work that way. It works that way when the guy who's doing it is doing it well. When he's doing it better than the other guys. There's a reason why Sauce is going to be all pro. Not just Pro Bowl, which he is, and he led the NFL in votes at his position.
And why do you think that? Because the Jets have a massive fan base, and
the Jets run the internet. Jets fans run the internet. But when it comes to all pro, I don't want to hear any of that.
But I'm not saying that he's not good. I'm not telling you that Sauce is not good. I know Sauce is great. I know that.
But the fact that you're saying it's close is crazy.
That's what
that's why I think it's crazy.
You're saying it's not close?
You're saying it's not close.
I don't think
it's
close.
Understand that.
I don't understand
that because
that's why.
Just like I don't think that gap to second and third is close. I don't think that gap to second place and third place is close at all. I think Tariq Woolen is absolutely blowing out.
Hutchinson's going to get votes.
I think it's Sauce here, Woolen here, and then Hutch is here. That's just how good I think those two guys are.
I mean, Hutch is not going to win. He's not going to win. He would have to have
the award is going to get dominated.
He would have to put
You'd have to sack 5 times
in some kind of. He would have to Aaron Donald that.
He would have
game.
to get Chandler Jones
He'd have
against
to Aaron
the Titans.
Donald that game.
Chandler Jones against the Titans last year. 5 sacks.
Because that's the only way he can win, and that's fine.
Even still, he won't win.
But
you get more votes.
That will go to my point because it will help because he'll be on national TV and people will get to see him. And that affects the voting.
Word of mouth is important.
It does do something. I'm not playing.
It's one thing to just
if he goes out and has 5 sacks against Aaron Rodgers
of the Jets, it's not.
I'm not saying it's just that, but it boosts.
That's why it's not close. It's because of the Jets why it's not close, but it's not. He's not leading because he's a Jet. He's leading because he is literally shutting down everybody.
I honestly believe if you flip flop them on teams, Tariq would be having the same seats that Sauce is having right now. I really truly believe that. I don't think the gap between them is that far.
I do. I think the defensive scheme in Seattle hides a little bit of the rawness in Tariq because there's a lot of rawness in Tariq in his game. A lot of the things that save Tariq is his freak athleticism. That's the one thing that saves Tariq a ton, is how freaky athletic he is, because I've seen him get burnt many a time and then just have the makeup speed to fucking just go get it. It's crazy.
That's a part of his makeup.
It's just well, he's 6'5", ran a 4.2.
But that's like, you know, LeBron is a freak of nature. That's why he's LeBron.
Like, the lack of technique that he has is made up for with his athleticism, and that's great for right now. And I know he's going to take the steps to fix that because he is going to be here for a long time, but it doesn't help in the coverage that he plays.
I don't know. I think if he was on the Jets, Salah would use him very, very similarly, and you would get very, very similar production. Like, I just don't think Sauce is A, that much better than him, and B, having that much of a better season than him. I just don't see it.
Sauce, when you allow less touchdowns and you allow less yards to these receivers and less catches, and you have the most pass breakups in the NFL, you have the most pass breakups in the NFL, and you went 3 games where you got targeted 3 times. That's crazy.
He plays center field a lot, though.
Sauce?
Yes.
He does not.
He's always around the ball. He leaves his man a lot, and he's a ball hawk.
When the ball's in the air, he leaves. He goes after the ball. Yes, but he doesn't get a ton of picks.
I'm not saying like hike and he just says, fuck you, I'm gonna go run over here. But I'm saying like he does abandon his man once that ball goes in the air.
Well, so does Tariq.
They all do. Saying that's how
the good corner. That's the good corners do.
That's how he gets his pass breakups without being targeted, because he abandons ships and just goes attacks the ball.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't affect the pass game that much for where that is the reason, because there are games where he literally is completely out of the game and can't do anything, and he gets pissed about it. Like that Detroit game, he was like, "I literally did nothing." He's like, "Yeah, it's cool, but like I literally did nothing. Like I didn't contribute to anything. I'd rather get targeted 20 times and contribute to a win than just get cardio."
And that sounds like a selfish player.
No, but he's like, if me not getting targeted leads to a loss, I don't want it. Like that's a dominant thing to have, and they didn't win.
Sounds like a good scheme. Sounds like he should be mad at his coaches.
Because he should be mad at his coaches for manning up on the wide receivers and clamping them.
He's finding ways to get him involved. Like you can't.
There's no for a corner. How else do you get them involved besides shutting down the receiver in front of you?
Switching who he's guarding. Maybe blitz him more. Maybe move him around more. Like there's ways to get him.
The problem is you can't just always move outside corners to the slot. You don't do that.
But you can't.
There's a reason you don't do that.
But you can't have it both ways. You can't complain about that, but then understanding that you can't do that. You can't have it both ways.
He's just like you do. Like it's just you're mad that you didn't do anything. Granted, it may not seem like you didn't do anything, but like you did the most. That's the one thing. He's mad that he didn't get targeted and didn't help. It just.
That was his job.
That was your job. You did your job. But it's the challenge. These guys line up against each other. You want to be challenged. He just won every single fucking rep. Every single one. And he's had bad reps. He's been beaten. You let Stephon Diggs get 40 on him. Just 40.
We will reconvene next week when all of this goes down this week. We might have an extra game. Who knows? But hopefully our playoff special will be next week because everything should conclude. But that is football talk. We'll go over end of season awards next week, playoff matchups, Super Bowl picks. All of it will be ready next week for a fun show. Trying to line up some special guests. So it will be a fun show next week. But that leads us to bringing back our instigator of the group, our arsonist, because all he's been doing for the last few days in the group chat is starting fights and running away. Breezy is back, and
You playing 2K?
he is
Untrue. Completely untrue.
Oh my god,
James,
come on!
you have been
All I've
sitting
been
here
doing
the
is
last
shedding
couple.
light. All I've been doing is shedding light. And now, if you guys decide to go on an argument tangent, I have nothing to do with that.
Sparking fires and running away, knowing Roz and I have been gearing up for battle every day this week.
Every day,
Every damn day. That
But
is.
they've been doing that before I started saying anything.
No, yesterday we were kind of like good, and then you said something. You posted the NBA MVP post that just
that you knew we've been fighting about for a
that
couple
you
weeks.
know Roz is trying to play both sides of the fence on.
But
which is
shout out to Roz
crazy.
because Giannis had 30, 21, and 12 tonight, which is just ridiculous. But
It's crazy,
still,
but he still will have this Nikola Jokic MVP counter. While the guy he's rooting for is still 5th on the MVP list.
and we're doing all this talking, and I'm really starting to think Luka might win this damn award.
There's 2 guys who are going to win it. Like again, Jokic ain't winning a third one in a row. Jokic, the NBA,
he'd have to,
not
he'd have
even
to have a
voter fatigue.
ridiculous season.
Not even voter fatigue. The NBA will not allow the first person since Larry Bird to win 3 MVPs in a row be Nikola fucking Jokic. They're not going to let that happen.
I mean, he's
Then
top 5
why
player in the
not?
league, though. Hey, he's a top 5 player in the league.
He's top 5 player in the league, but he's not their face.
He's not the face of the league.
He's not their face. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it to a guy that's their face. Larry and Magic were their face. Were their faces at that time. So it's not happening with fucking Jokic. And they're not going to give it to Giannis when Giannis already has 2. And you have 2 other guys who are in this race who are younger and are about to be the faces of the NBA playing fucking great. It's Luka and Tatum's awards to lose.
And I would throw Embiid in there if he could stay healthy because he'll have a sympathy vote because people think he should have won it last year.
Embiid's is in my 5.
No, he's got to stay healthy. But he's playing at an MVP level.
He is, but he's not in my 5.
And Philly's got to start winning. Philly's got to win a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I think it potentially could be a 3-horse race if Embiid can get it together a little bit and Philly can start.
I say Doncic has it right now.
I think Luka.
What Luka's doing is crazy. There's 2 guys on the MVP list who have done something that none of us thought was going to fucking happen. There was the Mavericks where they were fucking god awful, and then Luka went on this fucking tirade to bring them to the top 4 seed in the West. And then there's the team that nobody wants to talk about or nobody cares about, as Anthony say, where Kevin Durant leads this 12-game win streak to go from that ended tonight, going from the top-rated team in basketball. they're now second in the NBA, or second in the NBA total, second in the Eastern Conference, and are 1 game behind Boston for top seed in the AFC. Wow, in the Eastern Conference to do it. Like, I don't think Kevin Durant's going to win the award, but he needs to be in the conversation for what he's doing. The way he's playing basketball, he's having the single greatest scoring season for mid-range ever. Ever.
It's January.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, apparently. Doesn't matter. It's January. But in this 12-game stretch, he has shot 60-40-90. Not 50-40-90, 60-40-90. That's wild. Which is wild. So
that's really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you can hate all you want, but like when you hear shit like that, it's like, okay. It's all right. There's a reason shit's happening right now. And he's playing really, really good defense right now.
Doesn't matter.
Of course not. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Who cares? The team that went from 12 to 2 doesn't fucking matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. That's fine. Nobody cares about the Nets unless they're on TMZ.
Nobody cares about that besides Dylan, all right?
That's fine. That's
Nobody
fine.
cares.
But you got to respect the man and put him in the MVP conversation. He's not
I
going to
don't.
win.
I don't.
That's fine. You don't, but you're a
I
hater.
don't.
Go ahead.
I'm a
Go put
hater.
your yeah.
We said the same thing to. I'm pulling all cards, man. We said the same thing to you about Brady, and we said, "Hey, listen, he's the greatest of
But
all
is Kevin
time."
Durant washed?
No.
But is Kevin?
No, I
No,
said
that's a different
no.
conversation.
That's
That's a
different.
different
That's
conversation.
a different Brady talk I'm
Different
talking about.
conversation.
That's a different Brady talk I'm talking about. When we said Brady's the GOAT, you gotta respect him. You said, "No, I don't. No, I don't.
But he's
I
the
hate
goat.
his gut."
But I
Those
call
were
him the
your
goat.
words.
But I call him the goat.
I said you gotta respect him. And what'd you say?
I don't.
No, I don't. All right,
You don't
then.
have to respect Kevin Durant, but you have to acknowledge
Exactly.
he's in the MVP
You
race.
told me I have to respect it.
I don't. I did not say you have to respect it. My words were you have to put him in the MVP race. You don't have to respect him, but you have to put him in the MVP race. If I could call Tom Brady the GOAT and then still say I fucking hate his guts and I don't have to respect him, you don't have to respect Kevin Durant, but you still got to put him in your top 5 MVP votes.
I don't have to.
What now, hypocrite?
I don't think he is.
Why isn't he?
Because I think there are 5 players that are deserving to be in the MVP racing than him.
But based on what? What's the criteria that makes somebody else above Kevin Durant that's not in this 5-guy race already?
What's the criteria?
Yeah, so if we're saying that our 5 right now is Jokic, Tatum, in no order, Jokic, Tatum, Luka, Durant, Giannis, what does your criteria have to be in that list to take Kevin Durant out?
Obviously, they're all putting up the numbers that placed him in the criteria. I just think that he's outside of it.
But why? I'm asking why. Why do you think he's outside of it? The team is literally the hottest. Besides, before tonight was the hottest team in basketball. 12-game win streak, went from 11 to 2 on the back of a guy shooting 60, 40, 90. There's really not much better of an argument you could actually have for somebody.
I think he's on the outside.
But who would you replace him with?
That's what I want.
Embiid, a guy who is not winning basketball games in that stretch.
Is he the most valuable player to that team?
Yes. What a silly question.
I would argue it's Kyrie's psyche, but
Kyrie's psyche isn't a player.
I'm trolling.
Talking about Embiid, I wasn't saying Kevin Durant.
Oh, Embiid? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, definitely.
So the criteria isn't statistical. It's just because he is the most important player on that team. That means he gets in.
The criteria for MVP has never been statistics matter, but we all know that it is very skewed as well. A lot of factors come into play, just like how when
you don't have to argue this to me. I understand. I'm just asking what the criteria is because, again, I'm not saying Kevin Durant's going to win, but what he's doing along with winning puts him into that conversation.
Yeah, and then in my opinion, I believe that he's on the outside. I believe he's
who?
not in top. Anthony just named him.
But why?
In my opinion, I believe he is on the outside being number 6 and not 5th.
But I'm asking why, and I'm not getting an answer to it. That's the thing. I like it, for me giving you a reason why I say Kevin Durant is I provided numbers and winning, etc. You are just saying in my opinion.
Okay.
But why is your opinion that?
Okay.
That's all I'm asking.
So now when you mention him being on the hottest team, right? This 12-game winning streak, and I see you going in between screens. You're trying to bring up some stats.
No,
but
but
what I'm saying is them going on a 10-game winning streak wasn't just only Kevin Durant, because Kyrie has also been scoring 30 points for a couple of games.
Has been balling.
He's been averaging about 27 points a game for the season as well. So he has help, as in where we know Harden is not playing terrible, but it's really
playing lights out.
And I don't know, if is Maxey back? Is he playing?
No,
he's not even playing.
He's not.
Now, the only argument to that you will have is saying, "Oh, but Philly isn't winning that many games, right? But he's still producing these numbers, right? So that's what my argument would be for him to be fifth versus KD being fifth.
I understand that, but then my rebuttal would be they were winning.
You asked
doing
me
this.
what's my why, and that's my why.
No. I know, but here's me responding back to you with another like point: is they were winning games when Kyrie was out. Kevin Durant is also leading the team defensively with 111 net rating on defense, which is very, very important because that has led to the Nets going from being the worst team in basketball and defense to a top 5 team in basketball.
But Dylan, they weren't winning when Kyrie was out.
Want to try again?
They were struggling when they went through that rough patch. That was when Kyrie was not playing. When he, I don't know if we want to call it a suspension or
it was a suspension,
whatever. But when he was out, that literally was their rough patch, including the beginning of the season.
There was the first half. Their first half of that, yeah. Let's chalk that up for Dylan being right again. The first half of that losing streak, they were not winning. The second half, they came together and they started winning those games, and then they go on their losing streak, their winning streak.
So you're half right, half true.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm right about this one. Because regardless,
the games
I didn't say they won. I didn't say they won all the games when Kyrie was out. I'm saying they were winning games without Kyrie Irving, and they were just like they were winning games without Ben Simmons. And they only tonight have had the first time in fucking 4 years they had a clean injury report. So like things happen, right? And when you go, my argument for Tatum being the MVP is his defensive numbers, right? It's not his offensive numbers, it's what he's doing on the defensive side of the ball. That's why I will argue Jason Tatum over Giannis, over everybody.
If Giannis keep playing like this, it's going to get tougher and tougher.
No, but that's why it's also like Kevin Durant is putting up the fucking 29.9, 6.5, 5.5, 0.8 steals and a block and a half a game on fucking 56, 37, and fucking 93. How do you deny that, man? While also having a defensive rating of 111.
When
that's what's insane.
30, 12,
I'm not saying Durant's going to win. I don't think Durant's going to win at all.
Well, yeah.
I think Durant has a home in the conversation.
But I would have Tatum, Luka, Joker, Giannis. See, I would have Giannis and Embiid. That would be my 5. And I would have Kevin Durant and John Morant right behind them. That would be how I would have it.
Sadiq Bey hit a fadeaway 3 against the Warriors at the buzzer.
Wow, and beat them?
Yeah.
Wow, Warriors don't typically lose at home this year.
Mm-hmm.
Especially not to the fucking Pistons.
No, but Giannis, I think in the past 5 games, he's averaged almost like 48 points a game.
Giannis is balling.
Giannis is just insane.
Mine.
I'm still waiting for my NBA snitch video on him.
It's
NBA
not coming,
what?
Dylan. It's not coming.
NBA what video?
Snitch.
Where he goes through all the clips and calls out every travel and carry that happens in the NBA. And man, that'll be a long one. That'll be a long one. Because like, despite whatever you say, right? Like, I don't like Giannis.
Nope.
I don't. He's literally a walking offensive foul.
But they never seem to call it.
Never. He elbows a guy in the face and they get a foul call. Like, I just don't understand. It's crazy. And the fact that every time he picks up the dribble, the fact that he's allowed to pick up his pivot foot is crazy. But whatever, we'll do that. But yeah, like if I felt Giannis was going to win MVP, I would be like, yeah, well, Giannis is going to probably win MVP. Hate aside, because Anthony yesterday tried to call him. He was, oh, your Giannis hate's flowing through. I'm like, no, there's a reason why I don't think he's going to win. It's a lot of factors that aren't his play. Unless he does the unthinkable.
Unless he does this.
Unless he continues to do this, which I don't think is going to happen.
I think it will.
I think you're more
I
likely
don't
to
think
get.
he'll do this.
No,
but
he's not going to get this. I think you'll be more likely to get Luka averaging like a triple double for the rest of the season than you will Giannis doing what he's currently
I
doing.
say it's Luka and Giannis head to head. Luka and Giannis.
Yeah, I don't think NBA is going to pass up an opportunity to have their young guys run the table.
I don't think they'll pass up a chance
Giannis
to
ain't
give
that
Luka.
old.
I don't think they'll pass up a chance to give Luka the MVP.
Oh hell yeah!
Luka and Tatum are going to be the guys they're going to try to give it to. It's just Boston's doing everything in their power to try to lose it right now.
Boston looks bored, and that's how you lose MVPs once you, because Boston is playing like a team that's looking around like we're better than everybody. It's January. Like, I'm ready for the playoffs.
They taking that mid-season break.
Yeah, they're just kind of like, all right.
This is where your coach matters.
It is.
And what did Grant Williams say in that post I posted a while back? It's like we don't even got a coach. We go into the huddle and we just talk to ourselves.
We'll see.
Last time I heard a player say that, it got ripped out of context.
No,
and he got buried, and he got buried.
That's your man. That's your guy.
Yeah, Kyrie got ripped out of context.
So is that out of context, or is Grant Williams saying that they don't need a coach? Because that's what it kind of sounded like to me.
I'm just saying, last time somebody said something like that, it got ripped out of context and was everywhere. I haven't seen this anywhere besides that post.
Well, the media also hates Kyrie, so that's a thing.
I'm just saying.
That's a thing.
Saying.
I'm saying it absolutely sounds like Grant Williams is saying we don't need a coach, and that's going to come back to bite you in the ass when fucking Jock Vaughn and fucking Billy Donovan is running out of huddle plays, having y'all running in circles. Doc Rivers has got y'all looking lost and confused out there.
All right, fellas. I got real quick. Hold on, I gotta pack it up, man. I got an early morning, man. All right, man. I'll see y'all next week.
We will see you next week.
Hey Dylan, I got some stats for you.
Go ahead.
Got some stats for you. So, in comparison between Embiid and Kevin Durant, so Kevin Durant is averaging for the season 29, 6, and 5 on 56% shooting. And Embiid is averaging 33, 9, 4, and 53% shooting.
That boy having a good year.
Having a good season. How many games played?
Say that again?
How many games played?
How many has he played? Okay, let's see really quick.
For who? Embiid or for
Embiid? I know how many games Durant's played.
I will try to help. Yeah, here, James. As my phone gets ready to bite the big one. But Joel Embiid, I'm already on the Sixers. I've got it. Joel Embiid has played, let's see, 28 games.
Yeah, so in 9 less games.
Okay.
Than Durant.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay. You don't think that's going to balance out?
That matters. Just saying. And winning also matters. So,
and to refute your winning statement, to refute that. So what is what's the Nets standings right now?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm watching Sports
25 and 13, right?
25 and 13. Yes.
25 and 13. The Sixers are 23
and 14. Yeah, they just started winning games after they went on a terrible fucking slump.
So a terrible slump, and they're only a game behind you guys.
And you guys had to.
We
You guys were
came
on a,
from again.
you
We
guys
came
were-
from
so
12.
so that sounds like a balance out as well.
We
So you
came
can't say
from
you really can't speak
12.
on that.
That's my point. That's the reason why I put.
All right,
that.
cool. Listen, you can say, oh, they had a slump and we went on a running streak. At the end of the day, what's the end total? 1 game apart.
Okay, James.
Am I wrong?
But again, my point of it all was us coming from 12 to be 2
Mm-hmm.
to get carried through a win streak to get there
Mm.
on the percentages that Durant was averaging in that 12 game stretch.
With help.
Again, when you look at the statistics of the numbers that are played, players, it's a team sport. Basketball is a team sport.
Yeah,
I
so
understand that.
Let's don't single out.
Basketball
let's
is a
keep that.
team sport. So then how do you win? Then how do you determine an MVP?
Huh?
Then how do you determine an MVP if you're trying to
Most
single out?
valuable
If you try
player.
to single out an individual for an
Yes.
award, and then I get told during a win streak that it's a team sport, how are you supposed to separate an MVP when the man doesn't do it himself?
Because
there's 4 other guys on the court.
No, because at the same time, during you going on this 12-game winning streak, you have a guy scoring 27 along with your guy scoring 29.
So who was Embiid's next best player then? What was he averaging in this last 8 out of 10? Or the 8 out of 2? The last 10. 8 and 2 in the last 10.
A 11-point difference. Not a 3. An 11-point difference. Embiid is scoring 33. James Harden is scoring 22. An 11-point difference.
As a whole or just one game?
As a whole for the season, he's averaging 22.1.
Okay, James.
I feel like you guys have walked right into the rise of Vortex. Facts and stats are the only thing that matter, because you're statting each other to death when we all have eyes.
James, that's not the question
all...
I asked. Mm-hmm. I asked you out of the last 10, the 8 and 2 in the last 10. What were the numbers? I didn't ask you for the season.
8 and 2 of the last 10 games.
Yes, because they're 8 and 2 in their last 10. I asked you in that streak, what was the next best scorer? I didn't ask you what their season numbers were.
Okay, hold on one second.
Because we'll ignore the fact that James Harden not only scores 22, also is averaging double-digit assists. Okay. And then another guy on the team is also averaging 20.
Mm-hmm.
2 guys on the team averaging 20. But I'll get shit because Durant's averaging just under 30, and then Kyrie's averaging also almost 28.
All right, where we at? Can't use tonight's game because he didn't. Am I only looking at games where Embiid played?
Yes, you can look at games Embiid played.
Okay.
But I'm going to get shit for the Sixers having 3 20-point scorers and the Nets having 2 guys in 20s, but one of them's averaging 26. But that's my problem. But I'm supposed to give Embiid a little bit better of a look when he has 2 other guys on his team scoring 20 plus.
I got an answer for that as well.
That doesn't seem very fair.
Yeah, it does seem fair. Reason why I said that is because we talk about games played. Tyrese Maxey has only played 17 games this season,
which is only 4 less than James.
Mm-hmm.
So in the 17 games that they played together, they still averaged that.
Listen, in the last 10 games, he's played 2 games in the last 10 games.
Okay, but you gave me the season stats before. So I'm just comparing the season stats while you look that up.
Tyrese Maxey, you saying, oh, the next guy has scored 22. He hasn't played the last 10 games. So in their last 8-2, he hasn't even played in any of those games. So you can't even count that guy.
Why
Am I
can't I?
wrong? You just said give me the stats of
Well,
the
when
last
we're comparing the season stats like you were, I can.
He hasn't played. He didn't play in that 8-2.
He's played, but I'm saying when we were comparing season stats like you were, because when you first threw those stats at me, you were throwing season stats at me. And if I go and I look at the season stats for the 76ers, I see Embiid at 33, I see Harden at 22, and I see Maxey at 21.
So then you said 8-2. So now I'm going back, and I can't count Maxey because he hasn't played.
No, I understand that. I was count Maxey for the year, but while you were looking for those stats, I went and I compared the year stats that you gave me.
So by month. Oh, nope, not October. January.
So let's go with the Pacers game. I already got it up. Pacers.
Oh, so December.
He did not play. So we'll go to the next game.
So, all right, so how about this? All right, so month of December, that should cover the 8-2 games, right? Just the month of December alone. It should.
What game does that start with? Just so we can be clear there. Because these scores don't give me dates.
It doesn't give me dates either.
All right. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'll be the Pistons game. It'll start with the Pistons.
What was I can tell you the average. The average is.
I'll tell you that game. I can give you all those stats.
I know. I can tell you the averages of the month of December as well. The averages of the month of December, Embiid averaged 35.4 points a game. James Harden averaged 21 points a game. And the next player up is Tobias Harris at 17 points a game.
And what were the assist numbers for James Harden?
James Harden was at 12.
So he makes up for the 8 points that Kyrie has.
Well, we wasn't talking about points. So if you want to talk about assists, then
I'm just talking about help. I'm just talking about help because Kyrie averages all 4 assists. So
what's the next guy up?
The next guy up for assists. So you want me? We can play this game.
No, what's the next guy up? I'm not.
Oh, okay. So I was about to say let me just do the numbers here per game. So in this Pistons game, Embiid had 22, Tobias Harris had 17, Harden had 15. So nothing crazy there. Let me go back again. In this next game with the Clippers, 119 to 114.
What date is this? What date is this?
What date is this?
Hard to follow.
It does not tell me. I'm just going. I have their sidebar on the left. Oh, 12/23. This is Christmas Eve. So I'm going the last 10 games, which is their 8-2. So Embiid has 44, Harden has 20, 20, and 21. And then the next player was Tobias Harris with 14. So that's a little ridiculous there. The Knicks. Embiid has 35. James Harden has 29. On top of 13 assists.
Excuse me.
Let's go to the Wizards where they lost. Embiid has 48. Harden has 26, 13. Next guy has 15. Let's go to the Pelicans, which is a loss. Embiid had 37. Harden had 20 and 10. Thunder, 115 and 96. Embiid had 16. The high score man was Tobias Harris with 23. And the next guy,
Embiid also had 10 assists.
16, 10, and 13.
Excuse me. Sorry about that for the listeners.
And then the Pacers. Nope, let me go to the I just did the Thunder. Never mind. Let's go to the other Pelicans game. Embiid has 42. Harden has 27 and 8. And then the Pacers game, Embiid didn't play. So yeah, so if we're gonna do the same thing where we're gonna compare the second fiddle doing things, it's not fair for you to say, well, yeah, he had Kyrie who was also scoring 28 when he also had James Harden who was giving you double every game, a 20-point double every game.
But it's skewed, bro.
How is it skewed?
Bro, some of those games he was averaging double the points of what any other player was scoring.
So are you telling me a man who has 20 and 20 is not putting up the same numbers as a guy who just scored 40? Because as far as I'm concerned, if you put up 20 and 20, you are responsible for 40. That's literally how the math works. Not counting if it's threes.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that's just devaluing what his second guy is doing. So if that's the case, neither Kevin Durant or Joel Embiid get to be up here because their second fiddle's playing too well.
So I don't think either one of them's going to win. But
neither do I. So I don't know what we're doing here.
I don't know what we're doing here either.
What we're doing here is
nitpicking. That's what we're doing. We're nitpicking.
Yes, but it started with Dylan. I said I don't think that Durant is in the top 5. And he goes, then who do you put there? And then Anthony goes, Joel Embiid. He answers before me. And then I go, yeah. And he goes, why? And then I go to talk about stats. And now we're here because in my opinion, I believe that Durant is on the outside at 6. I didn't say that he was 10.
I'm just saying at first you didn't provide that. When I asked why, I just got it's my opinion. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't work for me.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Still, in my opinion, I believe it doesn't
matter. Because I like to hear your thought process. So it does matter.
Now you're trying. I hear you. The levels of your voice. At the end of the day, it's still in my opinion, and in your opinion, and we're going back and forth. But in my opinion, without even providing stats, I would have still thought that Durant was 6 outside of the top 5 for MVP running.
That's fine. I just wanted to know. I vehemently disagree with you, and I think your opinion is wrong.
How can someone's opinion be wrong?
It doesn't matter to me. I still think it's wrong. I think it's wrong, and I think the reasoning because Kyrie averaged 28 and Harden's only averaging a 20-point double-double is peanuts. You may take control back, Michael.
Luka's going to win. That's all I have.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to argue that. Roz,
as we start 2023, I mean, I don't have much of anything else for basketball outside of the MVP race and
Coach of the Year. Who's Coach of the Year?
Who's winning or who's...
Yeah, who's right now? Who's your front runner for Coach of the Year? Because I really think there's only one answer for that too.
It would for me. It would be either Jock Vaughn or the coach for the Pelicans,
Wayne Ellington.
Wayne Ellington.
Not Wayne Ellington. Oh, what the fuck? I get Wayne Ellington, this guy mixed up.
Wayne Ellington.
Fucking. He's a shooter, bald head. Fucking hell.
You guys talking about?
The
head coach of the fucking Pelicans. What the fuck's his name?
Willie Green.
Willie Green.
Willie Green.
Willie Green. Who the fuck did I say?
Wayne Ellington.
Wayne Ellington. Yeah, no, I don't know why I got. He is the one that popped up.
No.
But Willie Green. It's the W. It's the W, the name that got me. Yeah, Willie Green. Willie Green's a good pick too, but
we
I'm
know who you're
biased
picking.
here.
Yeah,
we know
you're
who I'm
very
picking right
biased.
now.
I
And it's right, and he's rightfully so.
I think it's
He
the
deserves to be up there.
I think it's the interim coach for the Celtics.
The guy who's the player said don't need a coach.
Regardless of what the player said, I think it's the interim coach for the Celtics.
I mean, it's regardless of what Grant Williams thinks. I mean,
Well, we'll see.
he is
They're
doing
blowing
something
their lead.
right.
They're blowing their lead right now, so we'll see
the
how that
Nets
goes.
went on a very, very
Well,
hot
they're not even
tear.
blowing our lead to us. They're blowing our lead to everybody because, again, if Philly is the 4th seed, they're only a game behind us. And if they're a game behind us, that means they are 2 games behind them. When they were like 8 games ahead of these fucking teams at one point.
But it's easy to shit on the Celtics right now when they just gave up 150 to OKC.
To the fucking Thunder, which I didn't even see that box score. I didn't even want to look at that box score yesterday. How fucking sickening that is.
Them giving up 150.
This Thunder team
care.
being that same team that fucking got out, that lost the game by like 70 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
But you know, there's potential there, I guess. They're building something.
They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different players score over 20.
Yeah, Boston didn't feel like playing.
You cannot prepare for that at all. And Shea didn't even play.
Yeah, Shea didn't play, which means Boston really did not care. They were just, I know Marcus Smart got thrown out, but yeah, they clearly didn't care.
Oof. And they went the whole, they put their whole bench in. Well, obviously at that point, when you're getting your ass beat like that, you have to. Idea what it is.
But yeah, who do you have for coach? Oh, he said the Celtics coach. We know who Dylan has.
Unbiasedly, Jacques Vaughn.
Completely biased.
Do I have a bad? Am I wrong for picking him?
No, but
no, I'm not. You know who won't win Coach of the Year?
He's absolutely boosted, though.
You know who won't win Coach of the Year? This guy.
It must.
I should win a speaky just for this. Just for this.
I do want to say one thing though. I think that I saw a really ridiculous post where there was like, oh, this Nets team is taking so much to Jack Vaughn. They listen to him so well, and he draws up the play for the end of the game. And Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving changed the play.
No, they didn't change the play. They switched who the play was designed for.
Is it a change? They changed the play.
But with you're acting like they didn't involve Jacques though. They're like, no, run it for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. And the reason behind that, because at the press conference after, Kevin Durant was getting double on every inbound. He said, don't run it for me. They're going to double me on the catch. Run it for him.
My point is, I just think that the audio was wrong for the statement. The clip was wrong for the statement.
Yeah, the clip is definitely wrong for the statement. But yeah, they run plays and they listen. And that could have been a problem early on when Kyrie, because the report of Kyrie waving off 12 different Steve Nash plays is still one of the crazier things I've ever heard. Still, hands down, one of the crazier things I've ever heard. And the second Kyrie tried doing that to Jacques Vaughn called the timeout. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Sometimes you just have to be a adult.
Yes.
A responsible adult.
Who that sounds like something that somebody on this show was saying. I don't know who was saying that Kyrie and Katie were acting like kids, but
no, I know. So, Mike, I will never argue that with you. My thing that I would argue with you was when you said they don't want to play team basketball. They just want to gun and get their stats. That's the one thing I always argued with you.
I don't know.
Because that still seems crazy to me that came out when Kevin Durant, everything Kevin Durant has come out and said has been the complete opposite of that.
But when they play, it still looks a lot of gunnerish. But we'll see. We will see.
It's
Everything's
gunnerish when they run plays for him.
It's nice when you're winning 10, 11, 12 in a row.
No, but this is something without winning 10, 11, 12
Kevin
in a row.
Durant and Prey is working. But what happens when they go on a 3 or 4 game losing streak and they're not doing Kevin Durant and Prey? Then we will see.
I think
if he's still we're doing the right thing and we got to pass the ball and that, then I have nothing to say. But if they lose a couple in a row and he's not getting the ball the way he thinks he should be getting the ball,
but they already hit that road. They lost like 4 in a row before the initial winning. They went on a 4-game win streak, lost to Boston, went on a 12-game win streak. They lost like 4 in a row before that. And the conversation was still the same, where it was, we need to hit the open guys. We need to move the ball. And the difference between KD and Prey now versus KD and Prey versus with Steve Nash was KD and Prey with Steve Nash was have Kevin Durant bring up the ball and then have him take whatever shot he wants. KD and Prey now is let's run a set to get Kevin Durant the ball in the spot where he fucking wants to. And then ISO. Sometimes it's still still like that.
Sometimes they just come down the floor, give him the ball at the top of the key and move.
I mean, when you have a guy who shoots the way he shoots, do you blame them?
I'm just saying.
You guys do something similar with Julius Randle, and it doesn't work out all the way.
I agree. The Knicks offense runs so much better when they move the ball. But sometimes it gets very stagnant with give Julius Randle the ball on the elbow and get out the way. Like, that is literally the play. Like, I'm not going to disagree with you. And he throws a temper tantrum when they start losing, and they don't do that.
Difference is Durant don't be throwing temper tantrums like that.
You're right. He doesn't. But it's working right now because Julius is averaging like 28 right now.
He's having a really good year.
And the Knicks are winning. And Julius actually might make the All-Star team.
He will.
He's playing at an All-Star level right now.
He won't be a starter, but he'll be an All-Star.
Oh, no, he won't be a starter because he would have to go over Embiid, Giannis, Kevin Durant. He's not going to.
The problem is we're going to be doing an All-Star where either one of these 4 guys are a reserve. Embiid, Giannis, Tatum, Durant. There's a world where one of those guys isn't a starter.
It's probably going to be Tatum.
That's the world we live in. One of those guys is not going to be a starter.
It'll probably be Tatum. I mean, we'll see how powerful this Nets fan base is because
there's not. The problem
Durant's
is
a superstar though.
Durant's a superstar. Durant will get.
It's gonna be Tatum. It's gonna be Tatum because Embiid is also a face of the league. People know who he is, and Giannis is Giannis. Yeah. So it's gonna be Tatum. He's gonna get the short end of the stick.
And then you're gonna have,
unless they want to make him a guard, which the NBA would do some stupid shit like that.
And then it's just a matter of I don't know who's gonna be starting at point guard. Because they're saying like everybody's voting Kyrie Irving, and I'm like, that's crazy that the world is still voting for Kyrie Irving to be in the All-Star game. But like, I don't know if they're gonna actually let that happen. Because I think it should be Tyrese Halliburton.
It should be, but it's going to be Kyrie or Trey.
Hey, I think that those guys, I think the guys that you guys are talking about, I think they may be reserved, but they're gonna start.
No, that's literally not how that works.
No, it's the fan vote only for the starters.
They start. Don't they vote and then they make their lineups?
No, you get to pick your starters. You pick your starters first.
Yeah,
including yourself, and then the rest of your reserves.
Yeah, so the 10 starters get drafted first, and
because let's say Julius Randle is
somehow makes that starting list,
or no, like he's a reserve. He can't be picked as a starter.
Yeah. Because
you're probably looking at Kyrie,
Team
Mitchell.
LeBron versus Team Durant like it is every year, or
I don't
Team
think-
Giannis.
I think it.
You don't think LeBron's gonna get the votes?
I don't think
you don't think
LeBron's
LeBron's gonna get the
this year.
votes
Not
in
to
the
be
West.
the captain. Not to be the captain.
In the West,
Mm-mm.
who
Luka.
did they open a voting one? I need to see. Yeah,
I
it
think
could be
Luka will end up getting those votes.
Oh no, Bron is still very.
Bron is still the guy, but Luka is
Luka Magic.
everything right now. Or Zion. I
Yo.
wouldn't be surprised if Zion ended up getting the most.
Fuck that kid, man. I really
I
am
love
not a fan of
Whoa,
Luka.
whoa,
Luka.
Luka? Oh.
Luka.
whoa,
Luka.
whoa. Jared, Luka hate.
Now Luka's a walking push off.
Mike.
He is.
I don't understand how Mike. I don't understand how Luka is your great white hope. I don't get it. I literally don't get it.
I don't know why
This
he plays.
NBA
He plays.
This
he's a
NBA
pass-
is tailored.
He's a pass first.
This
he plays
NBA
very
is
similar to LeBron. Why wouldn't you think I wouldn't love Luka's play
No,
style?
he does not. He does not. He does not. They try to make him seem like a LeBron type player because he's a point forward, whatever, and his stats may show that, but he does not play like LeBron. He plays more closer to Harden than anything. If you want to really talk about comparisons, but
Mike's looking at him. He's like the blasphemy.
yeah, exactly. He plays more like Harden than anybody. He does push-offs.
If
He
you want to
does
say
3
because
points.
he dribbles a lot, I will give you that. Luka dribbles a lot.
No, that's not the only thing. They have very similar games.
They do.
They get crazy assists. They do push-off step back threes. He shoots hellish threes throughout the entire game. They got a lot of assists. He is very his usage rate is very high because he has to have the ball in his hand. They have very similar games.
I think Luka could play without the ball. He proved that in the playoffs.
He's not very good without the ball, though.
He proved that
Bro,
last year.
they said the same thing about Harden, bro.
But
they said the same thing.
All right, but I saw Brunson and Dinwiddie controlling the ball a lot in the playoffs last year, and they got to the conference finals. That's what I saw. Maybe I watched a different game, but I saw Brunson and Dinwiddie when they were successful. That was who was running the offense.
That doesn't sound like he was playing off ball. That just sounded like they were playing their game.
Well, James,
playing off.
You can't have the ball if they're dominating the ball. If they're playing point,
could it also be that Luka was getting trapped once he crossed half court?
Playing off ball. You said playing off.
He has to play off ball if they're running the offense.
Playing off ball is contributing to the offense. If these guys are dominating the ball, he is not contributing to the offense. He's not even playing off ball.
Luka was contributing. James, he was their best player.
Dylan, am I bugging? Did he just not say that they were dominating the ball and he couldn't do anything?
And Brunson was still scoring. It was a two-headed monster. Brunson and Luka. And when Luka got ball dominant, and Dinwiddie also. When Luka got ball dominant, that's when they got one-dimensional, and that's when they got run off the court.
And it doesn't sound like he's off ball and he can play off ball.
Mike, let me tell you something about off-ball movement. Luka is not good off-ball.
He's not Steph Curry. He's not running around.
No, but he's not good off-ball. Like
he's James Harden.
He doesn't move well off-ball. They don't set him off-ball screens because he's not a good catch-and-shoot player. So he doesn't really set himself up to get to a spot off-ball either. He's best when he dribbles at the top of the key and then can create his shot from there. There's no spot. Yeah, there's no spot inside the 3-point line that he's trying to get to get his shot off ball the way like all the other scorers do. He needs the ball in his hand. He's not great off ball. If you're asking to play off ball, then that's because he's getting trapped at half court and you need somebody else to run an offense.
Exactly. That's exactly how Brunson was getting the ball in his hand. As they were trapping half court, he was giving the ball up, and Brunson had to go and get a basket and make a play. That's what it was. And the only off ball that Luka does is when he gives the ball up at half court and he
runs to the corner.
No, he runs to the corner or he stands there for a second and then he sets a little screen and then he gets the post play. That's the only off ball he gets. That's it. Other than that, he has to have the ball in his hands. His game is very much similar to James Harden. He's just more accurate than James Harden. When James Harden was accurate, the NBA loved James Harden. They have the same game.
Did they love James Harden?
The NBA loved James Harden.
You
Yeah.
didn't. You didn't.
You
The
didn't.
NBA loved James Harden.
I don't think so.
James Harden did lead the NBA in assists one year, which is very Luka-esque.
And free throw attempts. Where's Luca at? I guarantee you.
I think Mike is at an impasse.
Not really. I don't. I enjoy watching Luka play. There's nothing wishy-washy about it. Luka is a great playmaker. Luka is a ball dominant forward, but I think he is a pass first player. Not pass first, but he looks for the pass. He doesn't look for it like LeBron looks for it, but he looks for it.
That sounds
I
like
don't-
James
I think
Harden.
James has a good point that James
I
Harden
think
is
James
closer
Harden
to Luka
is-
than you think.
I think James Harden is much more of a gunner than Luka is.
Luka just scored 6.
Dylan just point out that he had all these 20 point 20 assists, 10 assists, 13, 15 assists. Bro, the ball got to get passed. These guys
But-
got to make the shots.
But a lot of that is him dumping it off at the rim to Capella for dunks. A lot of that is that.
Nah, I don't want to
This
hear that.
season.
I don't want to hear all that. This season?
I didn't
that's
say
not
this
it.
season.
Yeah, this season. No,
We're
every-
talking Houston.
when
I'm
I got-
talking
when I
he's in
got
Houston.
James Harden in Brooklyn, the James Harden I got was running an offense and was awesome. And then he decided to fucking quit.
Pack it
Because
up.
Pack it up and fucking go. Just like he's about to quit on Philly. He'd go back to Houston. But hey, when Harden's in that role and he's excelling in that role, there's not much better than him. The same thing with Luka. When Luka is in that role and he's excelling in that role, there's really not much better than him. They run the same role.
except one seems to be a little bit more efficient at it, winning wise.
James Harden on the Rockets was second seed in the West a ton. Weren't they at one point the number 1 seed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't really say that.
And who was on that team?
On the Rockets?
Yeah, Chris Paul was on that team. And then when
Uh,
Chris Paul got hurt, they fell apart.
Well, yeah, but Chris Paul wasn't on every Rockets team that they were the second seed on. They were winning 55 games before Chris Paul.
And losing in
well.
the first and second round.
Oh, then they got Chris
Talking
Paul
about
and still
playoffs.
lost in
Then
the
they
second
got
round.
Chris Paul and went to the conference finals.
We're talking about playoffs. If you want to talk about playoffs, we can talk about Luca as well. He got
Neither one of
smacked up
them
and
win
lost.
anything in the playoffs. So what are we doing?
He has
All right, come on.
he,
Come on.
so I just want to let you know that James hates Luka. So that's what all of this is.
I don't hate Luca, but I do have
James-
hate for Luca.
James hates
I know, I'm
Luka.
just saying.
Everything that I'm saying is just, well, come on. It doesn't matter. Luka has been in the league half the time that James Harden has been in the league.
And has the
And
same
he-
amount of success.
and has
Mhm.
already been to one less conference final than him.
Mhm.
Okay.
We
And
can
depending
go
on his path, he may not make that second one. Because it just turns out that every time
I
James
just
Harden
think
made
that
it,
that's-
they ran into the
okay.
buzzsaw that was the Golden
Yeah,
State Warriors.
That's
Yeah,
The future will tell. That's
Golden
too-
State every year. He did not.
bro.
He
That
lost
was
to
like
them twice.
5
He
seasons.
lost to them twice. Twice. He lost to them twice with Chris Paul. That's it. They were never his
And then
rival
before-
until Chris Paul
and then before.
got there.
He
They
lost to them without
lost
Chris Paul too.
before Chris Paul got there. Because we all know the game where he did the push off on Iguodala and hit the buzzer beater to win that game in the playoffs when they were down was against the Golden State Warriors. Chris Paul was not there.
So he's only lost to Golden State. Okay, that's what we're saying.
I mean, when the Rockets were great, they only lost to Golden State.
Okay.
When the Rockets were a legitimate contender, they only lost to Golden State.
We're now putting quotations on things.
Well,
When
yeah,
they
I'm
were
not
con-
gonna. I'm not
when they
gonna
were
ignore Dame.
contenders.
I'm not gonna ignore Dame because that Rockets team wasn't a fucking contender. They got packed the fuck up though. Yeah, packed the fuck up. But are we gonna know every other time Luka's got fucking packed up?
He's only been in the league 3 years.
How many times got packed up?
3 times he hasn't won a championship. So he's 0 for 3. Okay.
I know.
James Harden is 0 for what, 11 then?
Same win percentage.
Hey, time is time, man. Time is time. That's the
Like
time.
0 + 0 0. Like I don't know what to tell you.
But I don't know what you're saying that Luka's just this great. He's been in the league 3 years. He's
And he be
0
pushing
3.
off. Push off king. Which is crazy because he doesn't need to, and he still does it. It's like Giannis. These Euros need to get smacked up a bit. They're dirty. They come in my NBA and they're ruining it.
My hate for Luka is not just like biased hate for him. My hate for him is saying that, all right, this NBA is tailored, and it's not. And honestly, what I'm gonna say is, I don't hate the player. I hate the game. It's the game I hate, because the game is tailored for Luka to be successful. This NBA today is tailored for Luka to be successful. They don't call palming. He palms all day.
No.
They don't call push-offs on offensive players. He does it all day. I told you 3 seasons ago, Mike. I sent you clips of him playing against Wiggins, and I was like, "Yo, that's an offensive foul," and they called a foul on Wiggins twice in a row. And you was like, "Well, Wiggins got to play better defense." That's what you said. I said, "Yo,
that very much so sounds like something Mike would
it's
say.
The game it's the game. It's not really Luka. It's the game that I hate, And Luka, he is an amazing player. He's an amazing offensive player. He goes out there, he busts his ass. He beat my Knicks, our Knicks. We should have won that game. That makes no sense of how they lose that game, But
Grabbing
the reason
defeat
why
from the jaws of victory.
yeah, and then the reason why I say that Luka is an NBA darling, right, is that he scores this amazing stat line, right? This has never been done, but this is also something that was done with a overtime attached to it, just like Donovan Mitchell's game the other night. Some overtimes attached to it, which inflate score stats and stuff like that. But when I went on the timeline after that game, also was Luka. I recorded it. I'm gonna send you the clip, Dylan. I want you to post it right here. The clip of me swiping on Instagram, seeing all these Luka posts right after they did this, right? And then a couple nights later,
Right
Donovan Mitchell scores 71 points. And after the game, you know what I saw? 2 posts about it. 2 posts.
But
With the
there's a
same
reason for that, James.
Why?
Because
tell
that
me.
was the
I'm
same
listening.
night DeMar got hurt. That's why nobody knew about it. That was the same night.
Okay, I'll give that one. Give that one.
If that was any other night, we'd have been going crazy about Donovan Mitchell. But that
because we didn't know. We didn't
I
know.
didn't know that
I
until
posted in the
later
chat.
that
I was like,
night.
hold on, timeout. Did y'all see Donovan scored 70?
Exactly. So I hear what you're saying, but that example just doesn't float with me because that was a bad night. It unfortunately it just happened on a bad night. If that happened tonight, we'd be going crazy. So
he's
I'll
the
give
NBA darling. NBA darling.
He is an NBA darling.
He's an NBA darling. You know what? We're gonna see it again. I'm not gonna be surprised. We're gonna see it again this season that something like that happens.
James hates the game. I'm just a xenophobe. You're from a different country? Fuck you. Get out of my fucking NBA.
and by the way, to be petty, James Harden lost to the Clippers, the Spurs, the Warriors, the Lakers, and then he was on Brooklyn.
Those sound like some dynasty teams because that Spurs team won.
Was that the year that they won?
Yep.
2016, 2017. No, it was not.
It was not.
2016,
2016?
2016, 2017.
Ooh, those are Warriors runs.
Hell.
That's a dynasty team, bro. Who's on that team?
They lost. That was the year that
Kawhi got hurt.
Ginobili blocked him in the clinching game.
Mm-hmm.
That was that.
That was a good block. That was a very good block.
And in the elimination game, Harden scored 10 points on 2 and 11 and fouled out of the game.
I mean, we're not arguing that Harden be quitting. But wait till Luka's hot-tempered ass comes out. Because you know that motherfucker will get himself out of a game because he started freaking out at a ref. The little Lithuanian temper tantrums.
He cries a lot, but again, like I think it was me and you, Dylan, that was talking about it. It's because they get away with it.
Yeah, they get away with it.
If they told him to shut up and play, he would shut up and play. But because he cries and then they pacify him, he cries.
Yeah. He's worse than a lot of guys when it comes to that.
He's one of the worst in the league.
He is one of the single worst crybabies I think I've seen. And it's just very annoying when he does it. It's very annoying when he does it. Versus literally anybody else. The only person I think it would annoy me more is if it was like Grayson Allen. If Grayson Allen was out here like complaining like that, I'd just be like, yo, don't even like sub him in. Just somebody go punch him in the face.
But the bottom line is I hate James Harden. So
I hate Luka.
James hates Luka.
I dislike Luka. I hate Giannis.
I hate the game.
That is true. That is true.
When eventually they gotta call Giannis for his fouls.
You're waiting for that day.
I'm waiting for the NBA snitch to put together that 45-minute long video of Giannis traveling every possession. All you hear is the space bar.
He traveled on a fast break last night when he stole the ball off of KP.
I know exactly what play you're talking about. I was watching that live. He stole the ball, he carried, then he traveled and he did his Euro step. I know exactly what play you're talking about because I was doing the pod with Darius and them, and I was just looking at that like did I just freaking out right now? Did I just see that? Because whoa. But yeah, I know exactly what play. He stole the ball. It was a nice steal, but then he carried and then
he turned over the ball twice.
Turn
over the ball twice in that possession.
Euro step travel.
He turned the ball over twice in that possession.
So
it's crazy. He just gets away with it. And like the refs are fucking Helen Keller. Like I just don't get it. They just dumb, deaf, and blind. They let him do whatever the fuck he wants. And watch him in the post. The second he picks up that dribble, the post, that pivot foot shifts every fucking time, man. Like clockwork. He gets away with it. And then he punches somebody in the face. Oh, it's okay. I dip Oreos in milk in my press conference.
The hate is so real.
Oh, I'm in Fortnite now. Oh, fucking dork. Dirty player.
He's not a dirty player.
He is a dirty player.
I don't believe he's a dirty player.
He's reckless too. He's a reckless dirty player.
He might be a little reckless, but I don't.
A little reckless. There is a track record of him being reckless.
I don't think he's dirty.
I watched him fucking Ronda Rousey hip throw Nick Claxton last time we played. No reason he needed to hook Nick Claxton's arms on that on his way down. Still brought him with him. Dirty. He targets Kyrie. He targets Kyrie. Every time he sees Kyrie, he's like, oh, I have to go and put my foot underneath him when he jumps. And then I'll go dip my Oreo in the press conference, and then everybody laugh.
Somebody got a hip thrown last night too. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Kid's gonna earn a black belt by the time the fucking season's over. He's just out there tossing people. Where's Steven Adams when you need him?
He ain't tossing him.
You just pick up Steven Adams, be like, come on, mate. I'm a big bastard. Big bastard. All right, let's keep moving.
I mean, we're done. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that notification button. As we state every week, we are on all the platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Twitch, iHeartRadio. We're on all of it. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. Follow us, leave some comments. And yeah, we've come to the end tonight. Like I said, we will be back next week for our NFL playoff preview show. Uh, that should be fun. I'm sure James will get a lot of 2K in that night.
I wasn't going that long this pod. I entertained football a little bit tonight.
You started a fire and then you disappeared.
Hey, it was perfect because I don't know much about it. When it's only about football that I really want to do it. It's only about football I really want to start the fires. Because the fire that I want to start tonight was because I want to see if there is a chance that all of you guys' teams don't make the playoffs. That's all I'm worried about.
There's a very large chance.
That's why I'm worried about this game coming up to see if the Titans won't make it. Because if you guys don't all make it, it'll be a great pod.
James, you want to know what's even crazier? There's a chance that all of our teams don't make it and the Jets finish with a better record than all of them. That would be crazy.
Don't allow that to happen because Roz and Dylan are dying to have a silver.
Roz could care less. Roz has burnt the bridge already.
Roz will be dying to have a silver lining like that.
No, he doesn't like the silver linings. I try to give him them every day. He does.
He will have this. He will have this. He says he doesn't, but he will love to have the silver lining of having a better record than all of you guys. Even though he would hate that you guys didn't get anywhere, even though you guys reached the expectation that he wanted, but still didn't exceed the expectation that he wanted. So he's upset about that. But
the craziest thing in all time, getting mad at a coach for meeting your expectations. I'm mad he didn't exceed my expectations. Rah, rah, rah. The craziest thing I've ever heard. Even better is like if the Jets win, they literally exceed his expectations,
mm-hmm.
and he will still be like, fire him. He's done nothing. He stinks.
I mean, the Adam Gates comparison was wild.
And he's like, oh, he won 7 games his first year. Okay, what did he win his next? 2. Great. And so he couldn't follow up his good year. Won 2 games the year before, then Salah comes and win 4, and then he follows up 4 with at least 7.
Not good enough.
Not good enough.
Fire.
And then he's like, what's the expectation next year? I was like, well,
playoffs.
10 plus, and then playoffs. That's literally how that goes. But no, you fire a coach every 2 years.
So, James, we'll give you the solo.
Speak on it podcast. This was a good one. I feel like I was involved a lot more this episode, especially with the foosball talk. We didn't really go too much in depth with the Hamlin or talking about Skip Bayless. Did you guys talk about that, or did you guys move over that?
No, we did not.
No.
Wow.
Doesn't deserve my energy.
It was distasteful. And he's a man that will not apologize, isn't he?
Nope. Never wrong. Wow. Never wrong.
But I'm getting off topic again, going on a tangent. But shout out to all the listeners, all the viewers, and all the supporters. I'm glad. I hope everybody had a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. Shout out to the OG Triple G chat. Shout out to my hopeful Knicks chat as well. The hopeful Knicks chat is like it's flagrant in there, man. It's flagrant. The only people that has any sense in there is me and my boy Irk talking about these Knicks. Flo, God bless your heart. But follow me on Twitter. That's at Breezy5X. My long life journey is to only retweet and comment on Mike's tweets on Twitter. I almost commented on your tweet that you had the other night, but it was all in good taste about the Hamlin situation. So all I did was love it and retweet it.
That tweet got 3,500 views.
Yeah, man, it was really good. Follow me on Instagram. That's at breezy underscore BILL. No, that's at breezy underscore BILLZ on Instagram. And yeah, man, see y'all next time.
Underscore podcast Poppy underscore on all social media platforms. Thoughts and prayers to Damar Hamlin. I know you guys don't see it right now, but I'm going to be having the prayer for Damar thing up the whole episode. I'm going to edit that in, so that's it the whole time. Very tragic. That's one of the scarier things that I've ever seen in my life, actually. So it's better to just leave it at that. I don't want to have too much of a discussion on it because it is not the best discussion to have. And out of respect, obviously. But yep, the Titans are going to lose. So Mike will be on the couch with Anthony and I after he spent all year saying we're gonna walk into the playoffs. Here we are,
Number one in the division.
Number one in the division, and look at that.
I don't know what none of that means. I don't even watch, but it's still funny.
Number one in the division.
Mike.
And now Mike's sitting here with egg on his face. All that egg on his face. It's wonderful. I will enjoy nothing more than to share a couch with my brothers, Anthony and Mike.
Anthony, Mike, Roz, and Josh. All
Roz is a psychopath who needs to be stopped at all costs.
One big couch of season disappointment.
Well, Josh is going to get in the playoffs and just be out in the first round. So
is it? The Ravens are going to make it?
Yeah, the Ravens are in.
They clinched. Yeah,
they clinched the playoff spot, but Josh will be on the couch with us soon. But Roz is a madman, a psychopath, just on a tirade of firing everybody involved in the Jets organization. I just don't get it. Man, if we finally get progress and stability in the organization, the man is just like, I'm mad that my expectations have not been exceeded.
Sounds like Knicks fans. That's what he sounds like.
And here he is. He compares Jet fan and Knicks fans all the time. Or Jets and the Knicks all the time. And here it is. I was like, Roz, I'm sorry the Jets aren't better than you thought they were.
That's all he wants.
Like what are we supposed to do here?
I got you. I got your moment. And he wants to be right.
But he won't predict anything. He won't predict anything. Then he's like, but if we lose next year, you have a losing record next year, should Sal be fired? I'm like, yeah, probably.
I mean, it depends. Like,
it depends. If we miss a winning record by 1 game,
yeah, if they go 7 and 8 and 9, I mean, it's still an improvement.
And we have the same type of injuries that we have this year. Like, yeah, you explore that when you get there. If it's bad, then yeah, fire him. He's a fired fuck.
4 and 10, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, yeah. Anything less than 8 wins, you should probably be like, listen, take you and your 9 kids the fuck out of here. But until then, you rock with him because he's doing a good job. I mean, 32nd ranked defense to 4. Like, that's crazy. About to double wins. Crazy. You're all
hottest in the galaxy. Yeah, not anymore. Thanks to everyone for watching. Like I said, follow us on all the socials. Follow me on all the socials. IAM_MBJ. I'm just going to sit here and prep all of you guys for next week. Because next week it'll be, well, you guys only made it because your division stinks. All of this, you won't make it. Next week, it's just because your division stinks. So just be ready for that goalpost to move.
To be fair,
we're
I've been
still
saying that all
breathing.
year.
We're
It's not a
still
goalpost
breathing.
move.
We're still breathing, and that's all that matters. We'll see. We'll see. Gotta go. That's why they play the game. Join us next week for our NFL playoff preview show. Again, I'm with Dylan. That was probably, I can't even put into words how that was on Monday, seeing that and the uncertainty and just not the waiting and not knowing was just something that I just, out of respect, I just didn't want to revisit. To James's point, Skip Bayless is just a despicable human being.
Shithead.
Just a despicable human being that's never wrong. That has turned into a bitter old man. So we'll see how that goes.
The
Like I
thing
said,
is, no,
go ahead.
yeah, we'll talk off. We'll talk off, Mike.
I mean, you can fire some shots if you want.
It's gonna
Get
go.
out of
It's
here.
gonna go into a tangent. I'll talk.
Okay. Well, again, we are out of here. Before I go, check me out on the No Games Just Business podcast that just dropped. I'm on there. I think it's called Titans in the Jungle. I think is the name of this week's episode.
Duval.
But check me out there with the fellas. It was a good time. We had a good time. And yeah, we are out of here. There was no fantasy focus update because everything's kind of in limbo because of what happened. So shout out to Mike Ortiz, cross country mortgage.
Hey,
We by the way, he hit me up this week too and said he loves the pod. But yeah, so that's all we got. We'll be back next week, and we will just end the show.
Next one.
Go Nets.
Knicks win, Nets lose. Yeah,
Still higher than y'all.
doesn't matter.